where do we begin today?
Hi.
What's going to happen this week on the Opie and Anthony Show?
I think with a high and hearty, how do you do?
Good morning.
Yes.
Stupid Monday. You think there's someone out there that actually likes Mondays?
Yeah. Yeah, there are people that, enjoy getting up early. I love getting up. I used to work with some people like that. They'd be like, I love getting up on a nice brisk winter day. That brisk air just, it wakes you right up. Like, shut up. Who wouldn't want to just stay in bed? Bed rules. Getting out of it sucks. It's just the way it is.
Say no more, say no mo.
Although I was thinking yesterday, with the job we have, with the ridiculous hours we keep, every day amounts to a Sunday, except for Friday and Saturday. Now, here's why. On a Sunday, I'm usually asleep until after I'd be home on a weekday anyway. So I sleep in, because it's one of the few days I can. So if I wake up at 11:30, I'd have completed a full day's work and been home already.
Gotcha.
So I wake up. Theoretically, it's exactly like a Sunday to me. I have to go to work the next day, and I have the rest of the afternoon to kind of hang out. So every day's Sunday, except Friday and Saturday, which is Friday and Saturday.
Every day is Sunday without the church thing.
It's been that way for many years.
Long time.
I don't think I've set foot in a church. Well, for weddings and christenings.
What about Christmas Mass?
I don't do the Stations of the Cross during Christmas.
Really?
We used to lie that we were going so I could go out with some girl, get her out of the house.
Yeah.
We tell her mother, who was very religious, that we're going to the Stations of the Cross at St. Anthony of Padua Church. And we would hang out in the parking lot of the church and do awful things that church-going people should never do.
Why would you do it in the church parking lot?
Just in case somebody showed up. You'd be able to keep an eye on the parking lot. And then, jig's up, you got to go inside, or you got to come out and say, hey, how you doing, kind of a thing.
Gotcha.
So it was your alibi.
You just want people to see that you're near the church.
I'm at the church.
And then they'll report back to Roe.
Yeah.
Say, yeah, I saw him.
It wasn't Roe. My mother didn't care. What are you kidding? She was, into her own thing.
Yeah.
Who cares? I bet she was crying about the Mets. Oh, Shea Stadium, my old stomping ground. Roe, he's saying it again, Roe. Don't make me call.
Look, last week was really wild on this show. That's the only thing that could get this show even in more trouble.
He's doing it again.
No.
Didn't ask my mom how she felt about that whole thing.
All I remember back in the day is basically your father. He's been
Sal.
He's been your father figure for many, many years.
Yeah.
I remember that he threatened our lives.
That was pretty much, a threat of our lives.
Of our lives.
If we discussed any further. It was actually the listeners getting involved. They ruin everything.
You think it was the listeners?
We knew the fine line to tread when we were talking about my mom and perhaps some, relationships she had with some former Mets.
So we were able to keep it
and Jets. No Knicks. Thank God for that. I'm a Nick hater. I don't want them in my house.
Jets, Mets, okay. Nets, not okay.
No.
Yeah. All right.
Football, a little football, a little baseball, no basketball.
So you're trying to say that we kept it, between the lines, and it was the listeners that got us in deep trouble that day.
I think that what really put Sal over the top was when a listener called up and just started getting really rank about what my mom was doing with a Mookie Wilson. That really kind of upset Sal. So we steered clear of the subject.
Oh, my God. I know this is a national show, but got to talk about the Mets just choking second season in a row, almost the exact same way.
They blew it so severe.
They had something like a 3.5 game lead when we started paying attention again.
Yeah.
And that was with what? Not that much time. A couple weeks left in the season.
And it wasn't a 3.5 games, into the wild card.
No.
It was first place.
First place.
They were in first place.
Was there any doubt out there that the Mets were going to blow it again?
No, everyone knew.
You just knew. We were
They
all just,
knew.
We weren't even talking about it because we're like, oh my God, this is so obviously going to happen again.
Yeah.
But so they needed a win yesterday, and they did not win.
No, they did not. And now that's it. They're done. Season's over. Shea Stadium, that was it. Last game played. I don't know why people are so upset. Obviously, you're upset because your team lost, but the people that were there, now they could say they were there for the last game played at Shea.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Well, if they
no
won,
playoff games to worry about.
If they won, then they were going to play another game today.
Yeah.
Why aren't they blowing up this S-hole already? What are they waiting for?
That place should just be gone.
It's pretty funny though.
No newspaper fold-out, 20-page fold-out section on the history and the pomp and circumstance.
No.
And all that crap.
It's been kind of interesting here in New York to see two stadiums going down this year.
Yeah.
You got the Yankees. I'm not a Yankee fan, but you got to acknowledge the history and all the amazing players that have played for the Yankees organization over the years.
Legends.
And then you got the Mets and Shea Stadium. It is too drastic. Like, the Mets are stupid. What they should have done was allow the Yankees to have their year. This is the final year of Yankee Stadium.
Right.
Here's all the Yankee greats. We start in the new stadium next year. Then the Mets wait maybe a year, maybe 2 years, and then they do the same thing. To do it the same year,
Yeah.
it just shows how the organizations are completely lopsided. There's a great organization, and then there's the Mets.
Yeah.
And the Mets after the game, they dragged out all the and I'm using quotes, the great Mets.
The stars of the Mets.
Wait, after the game they did it?
After the game,
After
yeah.
the loss?
After the loss.
Oh,
Dude,
they
dumps.
Dude,
they are stupid.
it was perfect, though. It was perfect.
Half the upper deck was gone.
Yeah, most people left. Not
No
most,
one
but
was there.
a good percentage of people left. And then they're like, now I'm a Mets fan going way back. I'm more old school Mets fan than current Mets fan.
Yeah.
In general, because I'm more of a hot whatever. But they're dragging out people from like the heyday of the Mets, and I'm like, I think that guy played 5 innings for the Mets.
Yeah, here he is, the 5-inning sensation. You might remember him from
Right.
1967.
Right. But they had the announcer go, before we get started, just want to let everyone know that due to other obligations, the following players will not be making the closing ceremonies today here at Shea Stadium. And it was everybody you want to see. Davey Johnson will not be here in attendance today due to prior obligations. He was the one that, he's the manager of the 86 World Series champions.
Oh.
And then they listed Nolan Ryan will not be here, and just player after player after player.
Joe Torre.
Joe Torre. Yeah, I mean, people forget that Torre was.
You know who could have made it and it would have been cool? Billy Buckner.
Billy
It would
Buckner.
have been nice if he showed up, gave a little wave.
It's not a bad idea.
Kind of like tripped over first base, like a little goof thing. or
It's not a bad
something.
idea. And then they just dragged out the Mets, and they got Willie Mays, but what is Willie Mays doing these days?
Come on,
But
really?
then again, I think Willie Mays played, one season?
1 year. Yeah.
1 year. And then, so then they drag out these people, and some got, Mike Piazza got a huge standing ovation, and Tom Seaver, Tom Terrific was there.
Not too terrific throwing that pitch.
No, and then, the final pitch at Shea Stadium, he bounced it about 8 feet before,
in front of
the plate.
Piazza, right?
Because he's such a. I had a run in with him. We've talked about it on the show where he hit me in a charity softball game because I got a hit off him.
Hey.
So he thought it'd be funny to throw a fastball at my head. He's not a nice guy.
He plays the game.
So it was obvious that there's no way he's gonna get it to home plate.
Yeah.
So he jokingly walks up a few steps and then waves off like, nah, I could still do this. Goes back to the mound, the rubber,
Yep.
and bounces this thing, and then grabs the shoulder immediately. And who was saying it's like the perfect way to close that S-hole?
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't somehow tie in the Jets.
That's what I
to
was thinking
the
last night.
stadium because they
Sure.
played there for a lot of years, or a few years anyway.
I think the Jets, they wore their throwback uniforms yesterday.
Oh, is that what it
So
was?
Maybe that was, yeah.
Maybe that was in tribute to Shea. They threw them.
I don't.
It
think,
wasn't even this. It didn't look like the uniforms they wore.
No,
Back then,
Travis doesn't
maybe
know
I'm
what he's
wrong.
talking
It
about. I don't
actually
think.
looked like kind of like a Green Bay uniform.
Yeah, well,
I think it was paying tribute to Brett Favre.
that was. I think that was the uniforms when they were the Titans.
Yep.
Oh,
So that goes way, way back.
remember the Titans?
Yeah, that's a movie or something, I think. But maybe they could have got some of the monster truck guys or something. They did a monster truck event. didn't
Monster
they?
Truck Show. Could have gotten the Beatles.
The Beatles, and maybe one of those
A
guys.
couple of them.
Maybe one of those daredevils that jumps over buses and stuff. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the great Evil Knievel. I'm talking about
He's dead.
I'm talking about the other guys that would get in their Fords and stuff.
Yeah.
And jump over buses, and then
What about that?
the whole thing would explode. But it was so bad, so badly done. I don't know what else you could do.
It went out exactly as it should have.
Right.
In just a complete disastrous meltdown for the team.
Yes.
And no one gives a crap about this stadium.
And Tom Seaver just dribbling a ball to Mike Piazza behind home plate
Yeah.
for the last pitch ever.
Good
And-
job.
And then him and Piazza walk all the way out to center field.
Yeah, well.
And at the same time, close the two gates.
Yeah,
back.
What is it, Mary Tyler Moore, the
it was-
last episode?
They were-
Turn out the lights.
They were trying to make it into something. There wasn't a tear to be had by any of the
No,
players.
no one cared.
And then this Tom Seaver, who was all about the attention. It was his day. He comes back out on the field to get some of the dirt.
Oh, did he?
What is he going to do with the dirt from Shea
Just
Stadium?
take it off the ball you tried to throw to Piazza.
Yeah.
There's plenty of dirt on that one.
They should have done the 8 o'clock game, and they should have done this all in the afternoon.
Of course.
Always lead up to it.
The public address announcer should say, well, that does it for Shea Stadium. Take whatever you want.
Just ravage the place.
We don't care. Just take whatever you want. We know this stuff isn't worth crap on eBay.
Keith Hernandez was crying. Is that true?
I didn't see no
He said he
tears.
was.
Goodness gracious! Keith Hernandez is crying.
Apparently, Howard Johnson was like a mess.
Hojo,
In the
as they
locker
called him. Hojo.
See, I didn't know how inside we wanted to get here, but Howard Johnson, he was dressed like he was going to play.
Oh,
And then I
really?
started thinking that,
That's funny.
no, because all the other guys, they had just awful jerseys over their suits and stuff.
Yeah.
But Howard Johnson was in full I'm ready to play gear, and I'm thinking to myself, Ant, that this guy might be a little cuckoo.
Oh, hey, put me in, coach.
Still waiting for that phone call.
Yeah.
Because he was dressed from head to toe like he was ready to play.
They're going to call me. They're going to call me.
And I bet you if anyone, interviewed him, which I doubt, he was probably going to say, well, this is my original uniform, and I haven't gained a pound since I retired.
Oh.
Did you hear Dykstra talking? Like 2 games ago, Lenny Dykstra was in the stands and they started interviewing him. And remember when he rolled his car and kind of messed himself up? He sounds like he's not right.
Oh, really?
Well,
Yeah.
you're completely wrong because Mr. Dykstra has made more money since retiring than playing Major League Baseball.
Really?
He's a bigwig on Wall Street.
I know
Big
he
wig.
He's a
consults,
financial whiz, this Lenny Dykstra.
I
Yeah.
know he consults Kramer, but I had not heard him speak.
No, this Lenny Dykstra is a multi-millionaire.
Well, he consults Kramer. Like Kramer asked him questions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's close to brilliant when it comes to financing.
Wow.
Yeah, Lenny Dykstra, exactly.
They brought back this hole in the throat guy swabbing it with the Q-tip
Yeah, I
again.
see that, Ant.
Son of a... Ugh, I
Yeah.
hate that commercial.
Yeah. So whatever. Shea Stadium is now done. Yankee Stadium is now done.
Now, what are they doing? I know with Yankee Stadium, they're doing the slow disassemble. Mm-hmm. Are they doing the same thing with Shea? Or are they just going to dynamite the thing?
Well, they should just dynamite the whole
I
thing
love when they do that to a stadium.
Yeah.
and just
Just
collapse the thing.
Dynamite it.
Yeah.
How they doing at the Yankee Stadium? With a wrecking ball?
No, I think they're going in with white gloves and taking it apart brick by brick.
Seriously.
Oh, it's so sacred.
they're taking their time.
Probably because they could sell it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Every piece of that.
What's up, Travis?
Well, I think why everyone's calling is Howard Johnson's the hitting coach. So that's why he's wearing
Jesus Christ.
Travis goes,
Okay.
Travis goes, that's why they're all calling. And here I am going, cuckoo, cuckoo.
Maybe
so he has to wear that.
maybe he's got to wear it because, He's with the team. That's funny.
Oh, is that?
Who knows? Who cares?
That's
They're
classic.
done.
I was telling Anthony, now I could say it, like, I don't really watch the Mets anymore, so when I talk about being a Mets fan, it's like more old school. And I told Ann, I was watching the game yesterday, I'm like, wow, what stadium are they playing at? Because it looks so different. And then I realized it's the brand new stadium and that you could see in center field.
Yeah, right behind the stupid big apple that comes out of the hat.
Because
the top hat.
Yeah, because old school fans...
We're so metropolitan. We're the Mets.
Yeah, old school fans know that as the empty space where you could see right into the parking lot back in the day. But now there's a big, brand new stadium there.
Looks kind of cool and everything.
They should leave them both up. Just play like one day you play here, one day you play the next one. It's up to you that day where you want to play. Just surprise everyone.
Don't tell the fans until the game starts. Half of them are in one park, half in the other.
Yeah, you have
all
both
mad
teams
because you
take
missed it.
batting practice in different stadiums, and then everyone has to rush to get to the next stadium.
How inconvenient that would be.
Awful. Take all parking out.
Yeah,
Take the
no
park in
parking.
Manhattan. Take a bus.
Oh, I'm getting killed on instant feedback.
Oh, my God.
My observation was great, though. I'm thinking of Howard Johnson's cuckoo and just hoping that he can play again. All right.
That
I
is
didn't get to hear the
fantastic.
song.
Oh,
Yes, what happened?
you want the song?
We love this song. Love this. Take the Mets, greet the Mets, step right up and defeat the Mets.
Bring your kitties, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have
Worst baseball song ever.
the Mets are really sucking the ball.
Are they?
Knocking those home runs over the wall.
Not quite.
Sideways.
Side. You'll see him everywhere in postseason except the stadium.
The M-E-T-S Mets of New York.
New York town.
New York town.
Next little village.
The butcher and the baker and the people on the streets. Where do they go? To meet the Mets.
Oh.
Oh, they're hollering.
There you go.
and cheering.
Florida in October.
To meet the Mets. All the fans are true to the orange and blue.
Are they?
So hurry up and come on down. Cause we got ourselves a ball club, the Mets of New York town. Give them a yell.
Go to hell.
You really smell.
And stand. Come on and meet the
Mets.
Meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets.
This song is horrible.
Still going on?
It's like auditory rape.
Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really
He's socking the ball.
knocking the
Oh, because the Mets are really socking their wives. They're all mad.
Everybody's coming down to meet the M-E-T-S Mets of
New York Village.
Yeah, and the song says East Side, West Side.
Yeah.
No one from Manhattan goes to see the Mets.
East side, west side, all around the town.
It's like
Like
Massapequa.
Long Island.
Right, it's-
Queens, maybe.
Right, not East Side, West Side.
Crips, Bloods.
Yeah.
No, see, there's another team for the East Side, West Side guys.
Yeah. The Yankees.
Hey, really quick. So you got the Mets last game at Shea. Mets fans show some hope going into the stadium.
It was a roller coaster ride of emotions at Shea today as lifelong Mets fans said their final goodbyes during this last game at the stadium.
All the magic, all the memories, all the times, you thought you were counted out and done, come back, magical comebacks. You can't put it into words.
So there you go. There's a hopeful Met fan as he goes into the stadium.
Into the stadium.
And then you got out of the stadium.
But there would be no magical comeback on this final day at Shea. The Mets lost to the Marlins 4-2, ending their hopes of winning the wild card.
What do you want me to say? 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row. We're going home.
For many, it was a heartbreaking way to end the season and stadium history. However, fans say they will remain loyal to the Amazings no matter what.
But I'm not going to be a Yankee fan. I'm still going to be loyal, but it just hurts. It hurts a lot. It hurts a lot. I'm going to go home and cry now.
We still Mets lovers. We love you, Mets. All right. Next year.
Next
We
year,
love you.
same
Team
time,
name.
but a whole new place.
Next year. That's the worst feeling next year.
Only because they blew it. They had it and they blew it. And that's the
Yeah,
worst.
if they were like the Yankees, like we didn't even care this year. It was just the season was blown halfway through the season. You knew it was completely over with the Yankees. So it wasn't like, oh, what a shocker. They're not in the playoffs for the first time in like 15 years. But the Mets, you just knew they were gonna. You knew they were gonna do the same thing.
Sergeant G from Iraq. The Mets should change that line. Really sucking the ball to really sucking the fall.
That's a good one.
The Mets, the only team to take a 3.5 game lead in September and lose it twice.
Twice.
Yuck. All right.
Did you see, though, as far as the Yankees go, did you see Jeter all suited up like he was playing? Wait, he's cuckoo.
I can't even tell you how.
That's so funny.
I can't even tell you how uncomfortable I got as I give my brilliant theory, and then I look at the phones. I see every phone ring, and I'm like
bashing you.
I go, I think there's a problem with my brilliant theory.
What's he doing dressed in the uniform?
He's a bit cuckoo.
That crazy guy.
It's like he's still part of the team.
Oopsie. The hell do we know?
Well, it's Opie and Anthony. We're going to continue. We're going to talk about the football. The football. We're going to talk about the Paul Newman. We're going to maybe give you a hint to who's leaving this fine radio show of ours. A lot of speculation going on, but someone that's very important to this radio show will be leaving in the near future, and we're not happy about it. And, Little Britain, Religious. Mm-hmm. Did you see Religious?
I did not.
I thought you were going yesterday.
No, I'm going to a lunch for it today. I haven't seen it.
All right.
Oh.
I liked it a lot. Yeah, we got Larry Charles, the director of the Bill Maher film, Religious, coming in.
Oh, good.
At 8:15, I do believe. So we'll talk to him as well. Opie and Anthony, stay there. Hey, good morning to everybody. It's the Opie and Anthony Show. Hi. Lots of instant feedback coming in. Scott from Hopog writes, did anyone see Brett Favre dressed up in a Jets uniform pretending he was playing quarterback for them? What a crazy person.
He's crazy. Yeah, that's all it takes is one screw up on this show.
Well, speaking of which, Danny in Buffalo writes, sure, Ope gets killed about Howard Johnson, but Professor Anthony slides, saying the Stations of the Cross are during Christmas instead of Lent.
It's during Christmas, dummy.
I don't know.
The Stations of the Cross on Christmas Eve. I remember going to church, and you would go on all the Stations of the Cross, where, this is this is that. There's like all these stations around the church, and you'd go there, and the guy prays, and then you would go to the next station. And it's, if you go into any Catholic church, you'll see like a bunch of these little Jesus like kind of carrying the cross, and then Jesus doing this, and all the little things that tell the whole story. I don't know, but I know it's around Christmas. Know that?
Sure, it's not Lent.
That was like the big thing. If Lent's around Christmas,
Lent's around Easter, I think.
40 days. Different. No, this was definitely a Christmas thing, as I remember.
Did you see that homeless guy with the robes and the beard, and like he was doing all these crazy miracles, and people were following him?
Oh God, what a nut he was!
What a kook!
Wouldn't you give up something for Lent that you wanted nothing to do with anyway?
Oh, yeah.
It was really easy, like hats with beer cup holders. Like I refused to wear one during Lent. That was my big sacrifice.
Make it easy.
You do make a good point, because I think I gave up Brussels sprouts or something stupid, something I ate once a year. Well, I got to give up Brussels sprouts this Lent.
Or yam spread on my toast.
Right, just dumb. Right. As a kid, though, that's what I did. I wasn't giving up the chocolate or the collecting of the baseball cards or any of the stuff that mattered to 11, 12-year-old, It was always some dumb thing.
No Snow Pea bubblegum, mother.
Yeah.
I'm giving it up.
Well, the Jets had a big win, huh?
Did they?
Yeah, the Pats had a bye week, but we got to start paying attention to the Buffalo Bills 4-0. That's the team right there.
Because when you say meltdown, you are talking about Buffalo.
No,
that is a team that just cannot close the deal.
Well, it's a new team.
Well, usually is every few years, but
the guys that were part of the meltdown are long gone.
well, I just think it's a. So, what are you predicting? A big win for Buffalo?
Well, they're 4-0, and I'm starting to take a peek at
no,
at Buffalo.
Oh no!
Spent a lot of time in Western New York, and even though Brett Favre had 6 touchdown passes, setting a record, by the way.
Sets a record.
He beat Joe Namath's touchdown passing record there in one game. And it was a career...
His drunken babbling to a bimbo record. Yes. Joe's pretty good at that.
It was a career high for Brett Favre, too. He never did that with the Packers. 6 touchdown passes in one game. So
it'd be so great if he won a championship with the Jets. That would just... Did he never win with Green Bay, right?
Go Pack Go.
Did he ever win with Green Bay?
Well, keeping his mouth shut on this one. I ain't saying a word.
He did, but I was going back on the other thing. He tied Namath's record. Namath had 6 TDs.
I heard.
Last night, Chris Collinsworth said, "Good company to be in with Joe Namath and Brett Favre."
I know it's early, but I think I just read in the paper that he set the record.
I beg to differ.
Oh boy, am I 0 for 2 today? I'm usually pretty good. I'm having a bad day. Norm in Rhode Island, what's up?
Morning, boys.
Good morning, Norm.
Ed, you dope. The stations that are across are representative of the crucifixion, which is light. It has nothing to do with Christmas.
Then how come I would go during Christmas and it would take hours? You sit there and do all these goddamn calisthenics in church.
I think you're doing calisthenics for the priest for another reason.
No, don't try to throw that in. I'm making sense here. I know there was something going on.
Oh, he bailed.
He's right, though. It's the crucifixion. That's Easter.
I have no idea.
The Stations
was
of
it
the
midnight
Cross,
mass or something?
No, a lot of people do the Stations of the Cross throughout the year, and they're technically the physical.
Those are the holy rollers.
But you can do them any time, and Lent just highlights it because it's the story laid out there, and that's the end of the story finishes up in the Stations of the Cross.
What's the purpose of midnight mass?
Because
no, they sell PlayStations and the doors open and you run in.
Because I guess Jesus was born at midnight or something, so you kind of like celebrate the fact. Oh God, am I right about that one at least? Look, I was sick all weekend, so I'm a little out of it right now. Might be all the crap I took to get ahead of this thing before.
What's wrong?
Before it's full blown. I don't know, like the heavy chest and the aches and
what?
Yeah.
What?
The same stupid illness I get every year, and it knocks me out for 2 weeks. All right, Favre, 6 TD passes were one shy of the NFL game record held by Sid Luckman. Yeah, all right. But
Sid Luckman?
No, that's not the fact I was looking for, Travis. Did he set the record for the Jets? That's all we need to know.
Tied it. Yeah.
He did tie it.
Yeah, tied it.
Well, where's that?
We are dumb as dirt today.
Where's
Sid
that?
Luckman's a queer.
All right, he tied Namath's record. I'm 0 for I'm keeping track. I'm 0 for 3.
Why do you do the ceremony after the game? They should have made it a night game and done it before. You lead the climax of the game. You lead it up, especially
right. Look at the Mets fans crying in the stands. They don't want to leave.
Well, it's Shea Stadium.
Who cares? Everyone hated it.
Look at this. It was the worst place to watch a baseball game.
It really is awful, like a giant
why are
toilet.
people crying?
A giant toilet, yeah.
Yes.
This big, round, stupid stadium.
Yes, Travis.
Just to answer Jim's question, traditionally the last Sunday games of the year, they're all day games. There's no Sunday night game for the last game. And they would do it after because it's a 1 o'clock game, so you don't want to drag
figured that.
Yeah, but they could have made an exception knowing it was the last game at Shea. I'm with Jimmy.
But who cares?
Because here's the other funny thing about the closing of Shea Stadium. Big who gives a crap closing ceremony with all the old players no one cared about for the most part. 95% of the players they dragged out, no one cared about. I would name names, but people out there would be like, who was that guy?
Did Strawberry show up?
Strawberry and Doc Gooden. Gooden showed up in gangster jeans, and I don't know what's going on with him, but I think he's still down on his luck. He doesn't look like he's doing as well as Lenny Dykstra and the rest of them. And then they just decided to do fireworks. It's at 6:15 here in New York.
Yeah, light out.
Thank you. Thanks for getting the joke. Yeah, 6:15.
It's light out.
And we're going to end with a fireworks display.
Big fireworks show in the daylight.
Honestly, it was perfect.
A perfect end to a crappy stadium and a choking team.
Who does fireworks when it's still light out?
Yeah, it's They should have just aimed him at the team.
Yeah.
Watch him run around.
Was Ed Kranepool there or Bob Apodaca?
Apodaca.
I don't think Bob was there, but yeah, Mr. Kranepool was there, yes.
Who didn't show up? You said Nolan Ryan didn't show up.
Nolan Ryan, Mookie Wilson.
No Mookie?
Davey Johnson, who, like I said, was the manager of the Mets when they won it all in '86.
What about Greg Nettles?
Greg Nettles is a Yankee.
I was wondering. Wait, wasn't he? Didn't he go to the Mets for like a week?
Oh, please, Anthony's wrong. Good.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm 0 for 3. You're 0 for 2.
No, he retired from the Yankees, didn't he?
Who?
No,
Greg Nettles?
I want to say he went to San Diego.
Did he go to?
but
Yeah, okay.
I could be wrong.
Oh, wait, I'm only 0 for 2, not 0 for 3. Brooklyn Ace, how are you, sir? Help me out.
Good morning. You're not 0 for 2. He tied that record. That record has stood for 32 years with Namath at 6. He tied it.
I swear I either read it or someone gave me misinformation. They said that he broke Namath's record. So he tied Namath's record with 6 TD passes. Okay.
And Jimmy, that was a great show Saturday night.
Thanks, man. You came to Poconos. Thanks a lot.
Oh, Steve from Bayshore. He's wondering if Palin took her kid and painted little stitches, baseball stitches on his head, and in celebration of the Mets, let him walk around like Lil Mr. Met. That's just insane. Of course that didn't happen, Steve.
That Palin is as dumb as they come. What is it?
She belongs on this show this morning.
No kidding. No kidding. Who can't wait for the vice president presidential debate?
Oh, it's going to be a good one.
That I think could be really good TV.
Oh my God, we got a real slobber knocker here, King. It is going to be a Lulu.
I think so.
She made a couple of faux pas, I guess.
Well, they're basically saying when she talks off teleprompter or off script, she's just a dummy.
Well, didn't she?
She can't think on her feet.
The same joke over and over. She kept giving the same speech. It's like,
yeah. Look, I know we've had some dumb vice presidents in our lifetime. You got to think Dan Quayle.
Dan Quayle, probably the dumbest man to ever be vice president was Dan Quayle. Yeah.
But this Sarah Palin, wow, she's just not ready for that position.
They ask her any question that means anything, except these cutesy, oh, you're a hockey mom. What's that like? She can answer all those questions. But they ask her anything that is of any relevance to the country, foreign policy, the financial meltdown. She can't speak.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing to watch.
Yeah. And, I know we, not us, Stunt Brain started the rumor that Hillary Clinton's going to, step in and take over for Biden. But now there's people begging McCain to bail on Palin, said it was cute while it lasted, but you got to get rid of her.
Ew, is that her?
Yeah, the swimsuit video
That's
is
an
finally
awful
out.
swimsuit.
Well, it's back in the 80s, I think, so.
Dude, even in the 80s, isn't the swimsuit supposed to be a bikini? It's a one piece where the cut of the leg is so low down on the thigh that she walks like crap in those heels.
Yeah, well,
she got a little bunt.
Years ago.
She got flab on her ass. And look, she should not be in a beauty contest.
And look at her sporting 80s hair.
Oh, that's what she should be doing.
The video will be up on onaradio.com. Sarah Palin in a bathing suit.
Yeah, she has hair like Marky Post.
Right, yeah, Marky Post. Bitching about her style. She's just dressing for the times. What do you got on that Stump Brain? But people are actually talking about how, they need to get rid of her.
Yeah, this was started by a conservative columnist who wants her out. And it's a woman conservative columnist who says, listen, we got 34 days left, 33 days left. Get her out now and put somebody in there.
Can he do that or not?
No.
Sure.
That would be death.
He can, but they want her to step down.
They would turn around and bash the hell out of him, saying, well, look at his ability to make a decision. He can't even pick his own vice president, and you want him for president. They would kill him on that.
But he could always say that as a president, if something starts and I feel it's not right, I'm not afraid that I'm going to look bad by stopping and changing it. I'm not going to be so married to every decision I make that I can never admit something didn't work.
People, they call it
do
flip-flopping and waffling. They don't
have to
call it change. You can't change your mind if you're a politician.
I agree with Jimmy, but no one has ever done that.
It would be that would make a lot of sense. But yeah, having her step down for some kind of reason, I don't know, going in for a womb transplant, that might, she might be able to get away with that.
Yeah.
I can't continue because I got things to do.
We forgot to mention, so after they mentioned all the ex-Mets, one by one they touched home plate for the last time.
Oh, yuck.
And watch Tom Seaver. Look at this
throw. Look. Oh, God. What was that?
Bounces 8 to 10 feet in front of home plate.
Hey, look.
Because Mr. Pompous Seaver couldn't, walk a little closer to the plate for the last pitch.
And let's just watch him lose.
All right, anyway, let's say hi to Tom in Philly. Tom.
Hey, Opie, Anthony, how you doing this morning?
You're out, Tom.
I got some bad news for you, Opie. You're not having a good morning.
Uh-oh. What now?
That Bill Maher movie is not called Religious. It's pronounced Religulous.
Yeah, Religulous.
Oh, my God. Opie is 0 for 3 now. Holy jeez. You just got to throw that in.
Wait, no, how'd he say it, though? I think he said it wrong. He said religulous. It's religulous.
And they're going off ridiculous.
Right.
I know that. Bill Maher's Religulous. Yes, and we got the director, Larry Charles, who also directed Borat. He's going to be here in about an hour. This movie is going to get
great success.
Going to get a lot of people talking.
What's he do, a lot of interviews and stuff?
Oh, yeah. Bill Maher is not a fan of organized religion.
That's good.
Not a fan whatsoever. And was kind of like mocking it and laughing pretty hard.
Did he give any of them a break, or did he kind of attack?
No, he was pretty true to what he was doing.
How about Islam? Did he really bash Islam?
A little bit.
Little bit, huh?
A little bit.
Yeah, sure.
A little bit. Not as much as he went after the Christians. He definitely bashed the Muslim religion, though.
Yeah?
A little bit, yeah.
Mm.
And then he stayed away from Hinduism and all that. The Eastern religions he decided to leave alone because he doesn't know much about.
I'd like to know why that is.
Basically, Bill Maher says that we need to get rid of religion to save the world. That's the only chance we got is
John
to get
Lennon
rid of.
Say that.
Get rid
Smart man, shot in the back.
Right. But he says that's our only hope is to get rid of religion, or this earth of ours is doomed. And religion is what's going to destroy it in the end.
Eastern religion probably affected him less anyway. Like when you're in the career as a stand-up or as an entertainer, you're more affected by Western religion.
Yeah, especially in this country,
Yeah.
Catholicism, and then what else you got? Judaism.
I love giving a good bashing to Islam as much as anybody, but the Catholics have caused much more problems for entertainers over the years. The Christians.
Yeah.
The Mormons. Wow, they got some crazy stuff going on.
Yeah.
Who's their god? Joe Smith or something like that? Yeah. Right.
Joe Smith.
Joe Smith, who's going to be who's going to be sitting there up in heaven with right next to God, and he's on Judgment Day. Yeah.
Joe Smith.
Joe Smith.
Terrible name that is.
Give me some facts on.
I hope that isn't his name.
Anyway, going back to the Sarah Palin, I think most people at this point have heard Sarah Palin just sounding confused.
Yeah, she doesn't sound like somebody who really knows what the job is, knows how to speak in interviews, knows how to handle tough questions or even easy questions.
Right.
She needs a teleprompter. She's got to sit there and stare at it and read off of it. Or she needs a cutesy speech about who she is. And like that initial speech she gave when they first announced that she was the vice presidential candidate running with McCain. She came out, gave a speech. It was like, all right, this woman seems, a little inexperienced, yes, but she got a handle on things, family. She's running things up there in the tundra. But now, as they dig a little deeper and ask her about questions about foreign dignitaries and problems in the world and in the country, she has not a clue.
The wheels are falling off, Anthony. The wheels are falling off. Most people heard her on the Katie Couric interview, but what we want to do right now is give Jack Cafferty props.
By the way, I hate Obama and I hate Biden and don't want them elected. I'd rather have the inexperienced vice presidential candidate in there with McCain than I would to have Obama in there with
Why do you
Biden.
feel like you have to say that today? Everybody knows.
You know why? Because because I would have gotten the, you're liberal bashing. You're a liberal who's just. I like people knowing where my
Yeah, but you tell like it is, though.
I still say vote for McCain.
All right, listen.
I'm endorsing McCain.
I love those emails you get from people where if you bash Bush, who deserves to be bashed,
of course,
you're accused of being a liberal. It's
liberal.
Have you ever listened to this show? You idiot.
All right. Here's Jack Cafferty, an old salt who tells it like it is.
He's miserable.
He tells it like it is more than most of these guys on CNN and MSNBC and Fox. This guy tells it like it is.
He's miserable.
Oh, I know.
It's a cranky ass, this guy.
He's a local dude from New York.
Of course he is. He used to be with Sue Simmons there.
Yeah, he's been doing CNN for a while now, but I think it's CNN, right? Please.
They tried to fire him. Remember they tried to fire him for the China comments about they're all good.
He wouldn't leave.
The Chinese government.
Oh, I'm right. It is Joe Smith. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Here's Jack Cafferty on the.
This one.
This is Jack Cafferty's, angle on the whole Sarah Palin, Katie Couric thing.
Why isn't it better, Governor Palin, to spend $700 billion helping middle-class families who are struggling with health care, housing, gas, and groceries? Allow them.
Now listen closely to Sarah Palin answer this question. If you haven't heard this yet, it's just amazing.
Listen to the question closely, too.
Right.
You can really get a grasp on what the question is and then listen to her answer.
Right.
Why isn't it better, Governor Palin, to spend $700 billion helping middle-class families who are struggling with health care, housing, gas, and groceries? Allow them to spend more and put more money into the economy instead of helping these big financial institutions that played a role in creating this mess.
That's why I say I, like every American I'm speaking with, we're ill about this position that we have been put in, where it is the taxpayers looking to bail out. But ultimately, what the bailout does is help those who are concerned about the health care reform that is needed to help shore up our economy, helping the... It's got to be all about job creation, too, shoring up our economy and putting it back on the right track. So healthcare reform and reducing taxes and reining in spending has got to accompany tax reductions and tax relief for Americans. And trade, we've got to see trade as opportunity, not as a competitive, scary thing, but 1 in 5 jobs being created in the trade sector today. We've got to look at that as more opportunity. All those things under the umbrella of job creation. This bailout is a part of that.
That bitch is stupid.
Holy mother of God, what is she babbling about?
My favorite part of the clip is in the middle there. She goes,
oh, that's what the point I wanted to make. This non-point.
You ever been, in the middle of an exam during high school? Like, and then, I think it might be.
Job creation.
I'm going to go with job creation.
You can see the apple didn't fall far from the tree. Hey,
well, just to finish up, then Jack Cafferty. This is the reason we're playing it today. Right after that clip, Jack Cafferty had this to say on CNN.
Did you get that? If John McCain wins, this woman will be one 72-year-old's heartbeat away from being president of the United States. And if that doesn't scare the hell out of you, it should. I'm 65 and have been covering politics as you have for a long time. That is one of the most pathetic pieces of tape I have ever seen for someone aspiring to one of the highest offices in this country. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, but she's cramming a lot of information.
There's no excuse for that. She's supposed to know a little bit of this.
Yeah.
Don't make excuses for her. That's pathetic.
It was not her best answer. I agree with you on that. Thanks, Jack.
And way to go, Jack Cafferty, because that Wolf Blitzer.
Yeah, he goes, it was not her best answer. I agree with you on that, Jack. That isn't what Jack was saying. Jack was calling her adult.
That's right.
Pretty much.
Shut up.
And he's just like,
yeah, shut up, Wolf, and let Jack say what he's going to say.
Jack has his own agenda, too. I think, he's obviously a little biased.
At least he's honest.
But, I mean, that was a horrific answer to a relatively straightforward question.
Mm-hmm.
Why should these people that are suffering not be bailed out, but the taxpayers are now footing the bill for this giant rescue of these financial institutions? So how does that help the people? All right? And then you give a little answer.
I have a question. Is the bailout? Are they doing the bailout, and who is pushing for the bailout?
Yeah,
kind of. Yeah, it's
still
pretty
voting
unilateral at this point. I mean, the Republicans are The ones that were, which is odd, they were giving Bush really more crap than the Democrats were about this thing.
Well, the White House put out a 3-page plan for up to $750 billion. Then the Democrats made it 100 pages with a bunch of junk going to weird programs.
They always do that. They always do
that. So
that.
the Republicans went, hold on a second, and they were demonized. But now it looks like they got it settled.
We're just going to destroy ourselves in the end. Well, it's not going to be it's not going to be like the Middle East or Korea or any of these other places. It's going to be ourselves. We're going to just destroy this country ourselves.
We're going to implode. Hey, it's a weird thing. There are two schools of thoughts on this buyout thing and this actual rescue that's going on. Some people say, why not give the money to people that need it, that have lost their homes, that are in foreclosure? And then other people say you can't just let these huge institutions that have been around for years just wither and die, even if they did do it. It was their own, mistakes and mismanagement that did it, because these people, these companies do make jobs, and they help the economy out more than just doling out money to people who spent too much money.
Right.
They spent money above their means.
Right.
Regardless of if they were talked into it by some mortgage shyster, they screwed up, they made a mistake, and now they're paying for it. Should we as taxpayers pay for that? Or should we pay for an institution that through mismanagement is all screwed up, but it's very valuable to our economy? So what do you do? What do you do?
Well, I say what you do is get more naked chicks on this radio show.
Well, that would help. That would help the economy. It's the trickle-down theory.
That's what happens on your leg.
Yes, of course. You wear boxers. That's all the trickle-down theory.
That's what I was getting at.
I wear tighty whities.
Knowledge is good on this show, but let's keep it. Hey, someone is suggesting, is it Brian? Brian's saying the Sarah Palin answer there, is pretty much like a beauty pageant, like contestant.
Oh wow, yeah.
Answering one of their dumb questions.
Yep.
What do you hope for the world?
I want to work with handicapped children. Not that closely.
I think what you need, like I said, is in India when they beat that CEO to death, a few more of those. A few.
How about one of those in America?
One of those guys.
It would take
dragged
one
out and beaten to death by all of the people they screwed.
Oh, that'd be great.
Isn't that great?
That would keep people in line.
Yeah.
Take them to a soccer field and behead them. Wait a minute.
We should have like Third World Nation Day. One day we get to do stuff that they do in Third World.
Where we just cut off hands for theft and cut out tongues and pluck out eyeballs, things like that.
One day a year we go Third World Nation. Can you imagine? I like it. You would clean up this country
for one day.
You would get people thinking. Whatever. Behead people in the middle of Central Park, just all over the place. Third World Nation Day.
Take care of all family business day.
That's right. All right, we got to take a quick break here.
Ooh.
I want to ask Ann if there was any fallout from Friday's show, because everyone's talking about Friday's show. Wherever I go, that's all they want to know.
Fallout, is that a joke? Oh. No, there was no fallout.
All right. Well, that was.
I put it out of mind. I just continue. I had a good weekend, even though it was raining and a little cold. Jacuzzi time. My nice hot jacuzzi, Jimmy.
Well, maybe I'll find out this Friday or Saturday.
Yes,
when I stop by.
Cordially invited.
Ooh.
Of course.
Did you were you living the life of Guns N' Roses this weekend, Ann, or
a little bit,
or more the life of
not Zebra? Living the life of Zebra.
I was trying for a wimpy band.
Oh, I was living the life of
James Blunt. Michael Bublé.
Bublé Air Supply. There it is. Steve from Bay Show. That's the one I was looking for. Living the life of Air Supply. Yeah. Going to bed early. Yeah. Taking care of my voice.
Blue Healer, he's a regular from Kentucky. God damn it, Opie. Sarah Palin isn't the only VP candidate to talk nonsense this week. Joe Biden has misspoken many times. Why does he get a pass? He does not get a pass, my friend. We played some of that audio last week of Biden just babbling.
And Biden, at least you feel like, has a lot of foreign policy experience.
But do we know Honestly, I've heard that before, too. Do we know if that's good or bad experience?
I don't know. I'm basically repeating what I heard.
Well, last week, Biden was talking about how his helicopter got forced down over Afghanistan and made it sound like it was real dramatic.
It was a snowstorm.
Yeah. Hello.
I heard you say that before.
Jimmy stole his thunder.
I just totally hijacked his point.
That's all right.
But yeah, I look. We all. It's amazing how we all repeat what we hear. And like you just say it as fact, but like I don't know if you said to me, "All right, here's a gun at your face." How many? Tell me some of his foreign policy experience. I'd go, I don't know, but a man said he had some.
I don't know the experience.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
If it's good, Hitler has experience in government.
Yeah.
It was like, doesn't mean a lot of people would like it.
He's been on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee.
Oh, I know that.
For like 2 decades.
Since you've said it, I know that now. As of 30 seconds ago.
This should keep the fine listeners tuned. Landlord peeped on female tenants for 20 years. We will tell you about that after the break. Also, some props to Bobby Lee.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get some of that audio for the show. I spent the weekend pretty much being sick, and I was just watching way too much TV. I felt like Anthony. I'm like, wow, this is what Anthony does all the time. It's kind of cool to watch a lot of TV.
Just watch TV.
And I came upon Mad TV, which is just god awful. They also have some broad doing Sarah Palin, and you compare it to Tina Fey. It's like, why would you even do a Sarah Palin thing when Tina Fey's doing such a great job with it on SNL? But Bobby Lee as John McCain. Oh my, that's funny.
That is funny that they dressed him up like that.
Maybe the boys in the office could get a few clips, especially the clip where they try to take his picture and Bobby Lee as John McCain completely freaks out. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, sure. Try to play that on this station.
Oh, you don't think we can?
Sure, go ahead.
Holy yes. Are you kidding me?
Please, play it for him.
Are you kidding me?
Play it for him, and you tell me if they would allow that through. Okay, play it for him during the break. Play him the clip and see if he says yay or nay.
Could you do that?
Yeah.
As a nice exercise?
Why couldn't we play it?
Oh, are you kidding me?
You don't have to make sense.
This
is what it is.
Hilarious.
I know damn well. Yeah, well, good luck. Good luck to you.
I got 20 says it's good.
All right, we'll find out after the break. Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony on a Monday. Yuck. Yeah. Tina Fey all over TV with this Sarah Palin impression she's doing. Sarah Palin also said in the LA Times that humans and dinosaurs walked the earth at the same time.
That's that religious thing. Oh, my God.
You really believe that?
People believe... Earl
a lot of people
that.
believe that.
Our own Earl.
A lot of people believe that one, Jimmy.
Believes that dinosaurs... that's how they explained the dinosaurs. After so many years of just not acknowledging dinosaurs. For so many years, the church was like, no, didn't exist. No, we don't know what you're talking about. It's poppycock. And then they decide, all right, there were dinosaurs, but they were around a few days ago. They make these things up to keep their funny little storybook relevant.
Well,
yes.
Palin didn't say that. That story is from a teacher who claims Palin said it to her. So they don't have a quote on it.
All right.
I believe it then.
Religulous. The director, Larry Charles, coming in today, and they talk about the dinosaur-human thing in that movie because there's a creation museum.
A creation museum?
Yeah, somewhere. I don't know where it is, but they went to the creation museum for this movie, Bill Maher did, and they show a dinosaur with like a saddle on it, basically suggesting that not only did humans and dinosaurs walk the earth together.
Hey, we rode them.
The humans rode them like horses.
Funny, all those cave drawings, you don't see a lot of drawings of dinosaurs. They're all buffalo and things that we know existed.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of T-Rexes carrying people off.
Not one, cave painting of a dinosaur.
Religious people, you're just boobs because you won't. I mean, it feels like religion's so easy to attack, but it's like you just make yourselves such fun targets.
Yeah.
It's like you don't ever bend.
Because there's this mentality that no matter how educated we get, and how much knowledge we get throughout the years to figure out where we came from and where the planet came from and timelines and stuff. There's scientists working diligently every day. And they just cannot accept anything that comes out of the scientific community that might contradict what their book says. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about a few religions here, that book is unbending. You can't say, hey, we did some research on this. This is absolutely wrong. No, it's not. It was written by some guy that was drinking a lot of wine, or a bunch of guys that were drinking wine a bunch of years ago. Actually, it wasn't even that. They said it, and someone else heard it and decided to write about it. You can't tell, your buddy plans for the weekend and have him tell another buddy without screwing the whole thing up. Yet thousands of years go by of translations and other crap, and this book is, gospel.
I think it was 300 years after Christ died, they voted. The Bible's a bunch of stories. There was a bunch of them left out, but I think they voted on the most popular ones in the ceremonies, and those are the ones that became the Bible to kind of make the religion. This is the book.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was like, this is what Christ wrote. It's like a bunch of hundreds of years later to put it together.
A lot of people are like, this is the word of God.
It was his greatest hits. He had some flops in there.
The greatest hits? That's his greatest hits?
Yeah, the Bible is the greatest hits.
I want some of the $1.99 rack tracks.
Yeah, I want the songs they just throw on the greatest hits album at the end.
B-sides.
Right, a couple B-sides.
You can't say that because Ted, in a letter to the Corinthians, said,
Ted.
Who are the Corinthians?
I don't know. Enough with their mail. Who cares about their mail? All the time, the letter to the Corinthians.
I'm thinking Ted the Disciple. I don't know. He might make a visit today on the show.
Dear Corinthians. Yes. He turned water into Diet Coke. I read that once. He turned bread into toast.
Me and Danny were just doing Ted impressions over the weekend.
It's kind of fun.
It is so much fun to do Ted.
It's freeing. Ted is freeing.
It certainly is.
He drops all inhibitions.
Ted.
Good news. Bobby Lee is McCain. The clip we want to play, we can play it.
Really?
Looks like
good.
Like they're going to give us one today. Gee, thanks.
That was my strategy.
Oh, good.
To just bash it and make it sound silly if you said no.
Good. And we got to acknowledge that the great Paul Newman passed over the weekend. 83 years old.
I didn't hear anything about that.
Oh, my God.
I know.
You know what's weird when someone really famous dies? I was reading in the paper today. His movies, and I quote because it said in the paper, flying off the shelves.
Yeah.
What is that about?
He's dead. I got to see him.
Yeah, what is that about in human nature that someone really, really famous dies and then you got to go out and get all his movies and stuff? That is the weirdest thing to me.
I think I have a guess at it.
Seriously?
Yeah, because when they die, they're in the forefront of your mind. Like, oh, yeah, I haven't thought of Newman in a while. Oh, Christ, he did do that and that. You're like, oh, yeah. I liked him.
I did want to watch Slapshot this weekend.
Did you?
I could watch it any weekend, but for some, maybe Jimmy's onto something because I was sort of doing the same thing. I'm like, I want to watch Slapshot because he died.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't find Slapshot anywhere. I thought I had a copy.
Well, you got to pick up the Paul Newman box set.
They have all those?
Well, it's at the Hollywood Funeral Home.
Whoa!
Whoa! His Pine box set.
Comes with a little satin pillow in it. all the movies are resting gently on it.
Satin pillow is
it's just creepy.
Oh, it's not used for anything else. It's not comfy.
No, satin pillows are awful.
Could you imagine laying on your couch watching a movie over the weekend or something with a little satin pillow behind your head?
I can't. My hands over my chest.
Yeah.
In a suit. No.
Satin pillow is made for a head that's never going to move again.
Yeah.
Just kind of lay it there. Ugh.
The little indentations that come out where your head is laying.
Oh, yeah.
Never to change.
For eternity. Till maybe your head falls to the side when it's the skull and your jaw goes, nah.
The problem I have is like when you go to these open casket wakes and stuff and the person's laying there perfectly. And then you get some dumb cemetery worker that kind of just throws you in the ground. And now your body's not perfect anymore.
What if you're tilted uncomfortably?
And you got a crook in your neck for eternity.
Oh, that's got to hurt when you wake up.
Because some, minority decided to just throw you in the hole.
My neck hurts. I think I died funny on it last night. No.
If you ever go to I think I talked about. I missed it.
I'm just throwing them out there. It doesn't matter.
But if someone out there is laughing,
nope. It's all right.
We all missed a joke together.
Yeah,
that's good. Listen on the replay and don't laugh then either.
I didn't hear it.
Good.
Let's go to Pittsburgh, Bob.
I know he did. I saw the Jimmy smile.
Zeno in Philly. We already talked about the Mets collapse. I'll acknowledge it. Nothing but freaking phone calls from the Philly crew all weekend long.
Yeah.
A lot of laughing.
I bet.
And mocking. Bob in Pittsburgh, how are you, sir?
Hey there, Bab.
Pretty good. Hello?
Let's speak
Hi, Bob.
and be spoken to.
Bobby, let's go. You've been listening to the show.
Hey.
You got to jump in.
Just a mention on the Sarah Palin thing with the dinosaurs. Maybe she was watching like the Flintstones when he was seeing this.
Well, I think a lot of people think that the dinosaurs and humans walked the earth at the same time because of some of the movies we watched growing up.
Yes.
And the Flintstones and some other things.
1 million BC
Yeah,
with
there's-
Raquel Welch.
There's been a few of them.
Sorry, guys. Punch it out.
It just makes a better story thinking that
Yeah.
humans and dinosaurs were... Would you be scared if you...
Land of the Lost.
Land of the Lost.
Remember Chaka? He was the cutest thing.
Was he?
Yeah. How great would it be if a Bic lighter and Chaka? Just to see him running around like a monk.
Yeah, they were all
protester.
It was so nice to him, and he was supposed to be all cutesy. But you know what? All that fur, and he didn't have toilet paper. It's just a mess back there, like a bear.
Looked like he was lugging around a bunch of coconuts. Why does Chaka always have a coconut seat with him? Chaka sucked.
Chaka just reeked.
Hope he died of a brain tumor. Chaka's a queer pillow biter. What noise did he make?
It was just awful.
What was Chaka's doing?
Oh, what was it?
Can we get Chaka
Somebody
audio?
did it on our show recently.
Yeah,
What was the Chaka
Chaka noise.
Yeah.
Yeah. That show was so incredibly bad. They could not make it look faker. If you tried, you couldn't make a background look more fake. They were constantly running away from a movie screen. It's just awful.
Hey,
Really people believe it.
really fast because we had the guys in last week. That Little Britain on HBO.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been
Those
watching
guys
that.
will never be on our show again. They are going to be freaking huge in the States.
Massive in Britain.
They're massive
Yeah.
In Britain. We didn't know much about them. They came in to promote their HBO show that started over the weekend, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Man, if you got HBO on demand, take a peek at Little Britain. Some of the best characters ever developed, really.
Yeah, really funny. They get a little risque.
Oh yeah, they're not into that PC crap, that's for sure.
That's good. That's really good. I saw most of the first episode. It was very funny. And I forgot the sketch. We talked about the sketch about the cop. You can't say much, but let's just say the cop was becoming visibly excited holding guns.
Yeah.
Doing the gun display. And then when the visual excitement ended and it was apparent on the front of his clothes that the visual excitement was over, he just dropped the gun and said, all right, I want to go on to something else.
Yeah.
It was really funny.
Yeah, he was showing off all the guns to the recruits or his boys, yeah.
HBO has
and
a
as
lot
the
of-
guns got bigger, well, what he was
Yeah.
sporting got. Yeah.
HBO is just they have the greatest shows.
Dude, the gym bit is so effing funny.
I didn't see that one.
The gymnasium guys.
They're just completely naked.
In these
And, like-
giant muscle suits.
And these like Arnold Schwarzenegger ripped giant, naked muscle suits. And they're sporting tiny little peens.
Yeah, they're really, really underdeveloped down there. And they take their towels off. And they're just acting so gay with each other. They're supposed to be real macho.
But I guess they're not gay. It's just over the top macho.
Yeah.
And the one guy.
At one point, one guy's bent over a bench.
Yeah.
And the other guy's doing things. And
the other guy. I wish we could talk about.
Yeah,
this is a tough
one of those things.
But anyway, just want to give some love to Little Britain if you haven't checked it out yet on HBO. Very, very funny.
Dude, you should watch-
very edgy.
And Bill Maher even has a great show. Bill Maher's Religulous has a great show on HBO on Friday nights at 11 o'clock. It's a great channel.
No, see, that was a down and dirty plug for Jim.
Of
No, it
course
wasn't.
it was.
Yes, it was.
So, what, Down and Dirty's at midnight. That has nothing to do with Bill Maher.
You're on after Bill Maher on HBO, which is a great spot to be, especially now because of this movie coming out. That means more people are going to watch Bill Maher on HBO, and they're going to be sitting there all nice and comfortable, and then they're going to watch Jimmy's Down and Dirty on HBO.
I hope so.
You know,
It's Friday.
You know what I saw over the weekend, too, is it's been obviously out for a long time. For your consideration, it's that Christopher Guest, another one of those kind of weird, quirky documentary things on the film industry, indie films and stuff, but not his best work. But Gervais is in it, and I didn't realize that until we really started getting into Ricky Gervais and stuff. And again, just brilliant. Yeah. He stole the friggin' movie with a very small part as just a sleazy movie executive in a suit, and just the whole thing of how he wants to come in and change everything, but he does it in that way. It's like, with his little wrinkled nose, and very, very funny. So if you get a chance to see Gervais.
He's
great.
Ricky has a great little head nod he does, it's like a little move to the left or the right, with the nose.
Yeah.
He's so great at just being a casual scumbag.
Yep.
I want to talk about Little Britain a little more, but most of the stuff he can't even talk about here.
Which is good, because then you watch it and it's hysterical.
Yeah, there's a few clips on YouTube if you don't want to wait, just to check out as you're, at your miserable job and your miserable cubicle where you can't hang up anything anymore because the do-gooders at your work
they won't allow it.
They won't allow it anymore.
Arr! Pirates!
More pirates.
Arr! Did you hear about this whole thing? Did you hear about this? Who am I? Jesus Christ, I'm an adult. You can't go off the coast of Somalia in a boat, apparently. It doesn't matter what you're hauling. These pirates are hijacking ships and then just taking whatever they want. Money, goods. And now the latest thing is they got a ship full of old Russian tanks. And they appear to be like just a couple of Somalians with a few RPGs, some machine guns on these little boats. And they take over these ships. Container ships. They've been killing a couple of people. What the?
That's where we ought to send our tug barges with all our garbage from New York.
Yeah, they'd love it.
No, don't take that.
They would love it. They'd eat for forever.
Steal all the bunch of AIDS needles. Here, don't take those. Everything we don't want. Good, explain it.
I don't think they need many AIDS needles over there, to tell you the truth.
But 2008, we shouldn't be dealing with pirates.
There's no pirates.
I don't get that.
And just because it's on the open sea, I guess, they got to call them pirates?
Yeah.
That sounds like a pretty dated name.
They don't look like pirates.
Yeah. It's like the news reporting, and a rogue went into a bodega today and robbed it.
Yeah.
A rogue. No, they kind of updated it to criminal.
Oh, that
robber.
That's also a pirate.
Yeah, he's a pirate.
They're all pirates.
Some scallywag.
Right. Why are they romanticizing what these animals are doing?
It's not because
they're not pirates.
You hear pirate now, you think Pirates of the Caribbean.
This isn't a Johnny Depp thing.
I'm thinking Johnny Depp stumbling around with an English accent.
Right.
Not a bunch of toothpick Somalians with RPGs that are fatter than them.
Right. There's no walking of the plank. There's no eye patches. There's no goofy triangle hats.
No.
I like to try and the parrot and the one arm or the one leg.
None of that fun stuff with these pirates.
Right.
That's for sure.
Right.
I don't think you could barter with them either. I don't think you could step up and say,
and they don't
make a deal.
They don't sing any good pirate songs either.
No, yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
No, none of that. Stop calling them pirates. They're animals. We're going to go to the FU line. When we get back.
FYAR!
Landlord peeped on female tenants for 20 years. We'll get to that story finally after the break. We got Larry Charles, the director of Religulous.
20 years?
Coming in at 8 o'clock. How do you get away with that for 20 years?
It's quite the watching somebody grow up kind of a thing, isn't it?
Got lazy, I guess, at the end.
Yeah.
How did he get caught? That's what we're going to find out.
How the hell do you look for 20 years on different
20
tenants?
years.
And also, a heads up, if you go to ondaradio.com, Coke Logic's latest animation is up there.
Oh, what is it?
Hoagie Boy.
All right, I got to say it.
We got a Hoagie Boy animation from Coke Logic up at ondaradio.com. But first,
it doesn't mock Eric, I hope.
Let's go to the FU line.
Thanks for calling the Opie and Anthony FU line. Here's the latest batch of FUs.
You have 8 new voice messages. First voice message.
Yeah, I'd just like to give a big you to my boss, Tom, for making me work a double. And then after that, trying to make me go to his house and pick up a dead possum. You were more fun when you were fat. I hate you.
Next message.
Yeah, I got a couple people I want to say you to. My boss, He's a miserable Second, my girl. You dirty whore. And third, everybody else who doesn't like me.
Next message.
I want to send a big F you to Budweiser beer. It's all your fault I can't remember last night and got a fat chick in my bed.
Next message.
I'd like to give a big you out to Lance. This guy is such a bag. All he does is sit around and get high and chicks with herpes. I mean, really? You think you're that clever, man? You're not. I just give up on you, man. Sorry.
Next message.
Yeah, this is Knox from Bayonne. I'm giving a big you to my baby sister's boyfriend, Gabe, for taking a in my bathroom and then letting it flood out. Didn't like you to begin with. Now I hate you. You.
Next message.
Hey, I'd like to give a big F you to me. Hey, didn't want to stick it out in law school, huh, a-hole? Hey, congratulations. Now you're 35 selling cars for a living. You.
Next message.
Hey, this is Rocco from Wall Street. I want to give a big you to the Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P 500 for making my week the worst week of my career, my life, and for also giving me a heart attack. You, market.
Next message.
I would like to say you to my girlfriend who went to Australia, 6 other guys. Listen, you, I was your sister while you were gone. Bye.
End of new messages.
Call the Opie and Anthony FU line. 866-FU line 1. That's 866-FU line 1.
FU to the Mets, too.
Goodbye.
It's Opie and Anthony. We got Larry Charles coming in. Religulous, Bill Maher's latest movie that Larry Charles directed. He, of course, directed Borat. And what did he do for Seinfeld? A little show called Seinfeld.
Writer.
Of course.
Yep.
Not the was he the head writer?
No, I think it was Larry David.
I think Larry David.
I know, but was he like, you know what I mean?
On probably a couple episodes.
Oh.
We'll ask him.
All right.
We'll accuse him.
Yeah.
Is he using that in his IMDb and he, like, maybe wrote one line? One of those guys.
So there's comedians that they're writing for Leno, but they just send a few jokes in and one got used and they got...
Yeah, then they use a writing credit.
You know, people use our show that way. I'll look at people's, like credits.
As heard on
the Opie and Anthony show, and I'm like, that guy was on once and he bombed miserably.
Was he ever on?
He was, but he was never asked back. But he's using us in his bio. 877-212-0-A. We got a landlord peeping on tenants for 20 years.
How do you get caught? I think the initial thing, like 20 years ago, technology wasn't as good as it is now for peeping.
That's what I was going to go with. If you're going to get caught, you should have got caught 20 years ago when all the equipment is like bigger than
giant behind a wall like the Wizard of Oz.
Right.
Meanwhile, now you need a pinhole camera.
I bet he got greedy. I bet he was so used to not getting caught. This old man was doing something and he went, "Could you move to the left a little?"
Yeah.
Something stupid.
You should have got caught because through the wall or something.
Big camera spinning film.
Pretty much get a camera on the tip of a pen these days. How are you getting caught? This is the story.
You can clearly see one camera out in the open on the front porch of 566 Stanbridge Street, but it's the other cameras hidden inside the apartment units here that landed the landlord, Thomas Daly, behind bars.
He's always been a good landlord.
This male tenant lives on the top floor of the only one of 4 units here police say was not monitored by hidden security cameras and illegally invading the privacy of young women in the building's 3 other apartments.
Do you have cameras in your place? Not to my knowledge. No, not to my knowledge.
But Daly owns 15 other apartments in Norristown, and the Montgomery County DA says he admitted to spying on female tenants for the past 2 decades.
Kind of hot. Kind of hot.
Yeah, well, it always is.
Extremely illegal.
Voyeurism.
Kind of hot.
Do you know the lawsuits he's going to have to deal with, and he'll have to sell his buildings and just pay these chicks?
Yeah.
Oh. He's in deep doo-doo.
He is in big, big trouble.
He might have to file for bankruptcy.
Maybe.
There is just something hot about that, though. You're right. Yeah, there's something incredibly hot about voyeurism. About just kind of, these friggin' porn movies that are all staged and this and that and the other. Nothing beats a good, she has no clue she's being watched and
I think a lot of them have a clue, though. Like this broad across the way.
Maybe stuff like that, but when you got some guy stashing a camera and you're just home.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that is...
I'm talking about the ones where you walk the neighborhood and all of a sudden, like, all the lights are on in the bedroom and there's not a hint of a curtain and there she is completely naked. She obviously is into doing that.
Can I tell you a woman that we know from the show? I won't say her name till I get the okay from her, but she she lived with her boyfriend's family. And the boyfriend's father, she said, would come down. She caught him peeking in the window a couple times. Yeah. And he would come in and rifle through the underpants and stuff like that. And I think they caught him on video, like looking through her underwear drawer. So just a real creep.
Thank God there was no like surveillance when I was working. So I would peep and look, locker rooms, things like that. Whenever I had a job where there were naked women, my prime directive was not getting the job done. It was figuring out how to see one of these women naked. And that was it. I would spend days with tools and stuff and going through ceiling tiles and duct work just to catch a peek. It was so exciting. I saw breathing all heavy. Oh my God, this is so effing hot. Holy Jesus Christ.
I saw my sister's friends naked.
Oh yeah, I used to do that old gag.
My dad, he was brilliant. We had a bathroom with a normal size window, like the window that we could look at Travis.
That's not normal size. You had a bay window in your bathroom.
Basically, brilliant. Because my dad's logic, this bathroom like faced the woods. And there you could be taking a bath or a shower, and you could be enjoying the woods.
Oh, I got you. But somebody in the woods could be enjoying.
Oh, boy, did I figure that one out at an early age. Also, my mom would be like, Greg, it's 11 o'clock at night. Why are you going outside? I would come up with some dumb excuse and run up into the woods, sit kind of next to a tree, and watch my sister's friends shower when they had sleepovers. Wow.
I used to peep in my sister's window when she had friends over.
Yeah.
And they would change. Like, they're having a sleepover or something, and they change. I would be outside. And my outside window, or her outside bedroom window, was like at the front of the house, and there was no cover. There was no nothing. Nah. So there I am, just like, okay, I'll watch that friend get changed or something like that. And then when she used to have the friends over for sleepovers, that's when I used to make them do the headstand competition. I talked about this before. Well, they needed entertainment, and I was always the funny guy. So I'd come in and be like, all right, hey, let's have a headstand contest. And they were all wearing little nightgown type things. So they would have a headstand contest to see who could stay doing a headstand the longest. And they would get in a headstand against the wall. Because I would say, use the wall. That's easier that way, knowing that they could do a headstand longer that way. And their nightgown would flop right over their face, and I would see panties. And
innocently.
So innocently,
Innocently,
dude.
it would just like, whoops.
Yeah, it was a little whoopsie. It would flop over, and they would just leave it like that.
Yeah.
It was great.
Know what's funny about your headstand competition? We used to do that back in the day. Up there in Boston?
Yes.
On the Rock Boss.
It definitely got used later on in life.
I was with Anthony once on this Rock Bus, and he goes, I'll handle this. And we got, two young girls on the Rock Bus. And Anthony all of a sudden decides to get them to do a headstand competition. I'm like, this ain't going to work. He goes, just watch this. And it worked, boy.
Like a charm, the headstand.
And then we're both sitting there like, why are we faithful? Why are we faithful to our broads?
I don't know.
Why were we faithful?
Shouldn't have been. Shouldn't have been.
Weren't for long.
No, it was awful.
No, we were very, very, very good boys.
But that sneak a peek thing is just...
it's really hot.
It's the best.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Little nighties.
Here's the second half of the landlord story.
The 45-year-old landlord allegedly installed cameras and microphones in the bedrooms behind ceiling fans, bathrooms behind mirrors, and in living rooms. Then from his Phoenixville home miles away, Daly could view the footage here at his house on the internet for voyeuristic purposes. When you hear that he might have been videotaping the females...
I couldn't believe it.
Norristown police were first called here when a female tenant found in her apartment a camera with wires leading to a basement recording system. Daly was arrested and charged with illegal wiretapping and invasion of privacy.
I wonder which camera she found. Like, did the mirror break and she saw it, or did the ceiling fan?
That's dumb news. They don't explain anything.
I know. These are the little
How did the
details
guy
you
get
want.
caught? So we can learn.
Yes,
I mean, we
we have to learn from his mistakes.
Hey, I knew this was going to come up, and I got to address this. Opie, you're a liar. You watched your sister shower. I got to tell you, no. The day she went into that bathroom, that was too creepy for me. Even as a kid that was, had raging hormones.
I saw my sister naked. In the,
on purpose, though. That's
her
this
friend,
guy's getting.
Sometimes her friend was in the room. At the same time. So
your
gotta
eyes
take the hit.
You're like, what do I do? Eyes to the left, eyes to the right. I don't know what to do here. Left.
No.
I
hope she got down her shaving skills a little better.
Your sister.
I'm kidding, Dwayne. Dwayne knows I love her.
Oh my God.
It was way back when.
If you know anything about my upbringing, there were so many freaking people coming and going in my house. I had many, choices.
Yeah.
Well, I would actually get bummed when my sister was going in there. I'm like, come on. Because I also knew that I could only sneak out of the house once without my mom.
Yeah, saying, "What are you doing?"
Right. Because as a kid, there's no excuse to be outside your house at 11, 12 o'clock at night, whatever the time would be.
Unless you're peeping.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to peep. You got to peep. I think every guy has peeped at some point on somebody.
One time I ran out into the woods. I'm like, Dad, what are you doing out here?
Yeah, hey, what? You got to watch the open windows.
Mm-hmm.
See it all the time, especially here in the city. It's like that girl that across the way. You just don't. I don't think you think about it. If you're just in your house, for the longest time, I didn't have blinds on my bathroom windows.
Mm-hmm.
My master bathroom window, it's a giant window that overlooked my neighbor's house in the back. And then finally got, blinds on there. But at the time, I didn't give a crap. Just flopping out.
In New York, people just don't believe in that. I mean, they'll do a shade every once in a while just to keep the sun out. But there's no blinds. No, I think people really like being naked in front of others.
I'll tell you what it is.
I really do.
You don't think. Because my apartment, how it's it's wraparound, a lot of glass. And in my kitchen, I have a big window.
Yes, you do.
And you can see a bunch of other apartments.
Yeah.
And I literally, when I walk out of my bathroom naked, my kitchen is straight ahead, and there's a giant window. And there's probably 15 to 20 apartments that can very closely look into mine. I don't care.
You just don't care.
You just almost think whoever looks, big deal. They're not looking.
You wouldn't just go anywhere else and expose yourself like that. But there's some safety that you're in your house. There's a window, but who cares? You're naked. You're flapping all over the place. Who cares? But you wouldn't step out your door into the hallway like that.
Do you know how many times, because of the windows where my computer is?
Oh no!
How many times I've had to? I'm under the desk. And I'm like, I know somebody can see what I'm doing.
See?
And it doesn't turn me on. I'm just too lazy to get up.
That would be so funny if somebody just sent pictures. Hey, Jim, check it out. This
believe
is you.
Me, don't think I haven't closed the shade when certain guests come over. Hi, Daddy. All right, hold on. I got to do something.
I gotta get this place airtight.
I do have shades, and that's why I got them.
Well.
Yeah. Someone's got a bad back at 1 a.m. all the time. Needs a massage.
When I first moved back to New York, they put me up in this hotel that overlooked an apartment complex, and I've told the stories over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Old lady with the one-piece bathing suits,
stirring that sauce,
stirring the sauce. It's one of those stories we tell from time to time. But the one thing I want to say today is my window faced this entire apartment complex, and of course, I had binoculars and I was checking things out, and what I saw over and over again were people with telescopes.
Yeah.
Not every other apartment, that would be an exaggeration, but there was a lot. And no one's into astronomy. Astronomy stinks. But obviously these people are in New York. They know they could check out a lot of windows and see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley knows how this guy got caught. Ashley.
Yes.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
What's up?
Hi, Ashley.
Hi, how are you boys today?
Good. Pretty good, Ashley.
I just want to let you guys know about that peeping Tom, how he got caught.
Yeah.
The girl that called the cops, her boyfriend was changing a light bulb in the bathroom and found I don't know whether it was a camera or a microphone or something.
Oh, the old boyfriend changing the light bulb thing. You'd have to, as a boyfriend, you'd have to go over there and just beat the crap out of the guy, though, first, and then say, hey, guy's got cameras in there.
Hey, I don't think that's going to the authorities. That's going right to where he is and beating the crap out of him.
Beat him up.
Yeah.
If that was me, my boyfriend better be going over there and beating the crap out of him.
Right.
Exactly. Cigars and Scotch says he was using the clock from Scarface.
With the big 12 missing, with the big hole in it.
That was $1,500, and there's a giant hole.
Yeah.
How did they not see
I know.
that?
It's hole o'clock.
No.
How do you not notice in Scarface?
No, they didn't think anyone would wonder what time it was at any point during that counting a few $1 million.
What time is it? It's 11:12. Void 1.
But the 12 was out. Why'd you say 12?
I know, because I'm a no improving. That's where all my improv skills were. They fell through the hole in the clock. Okay, well, as I said it, I realized I'm a nothing.
11:12 void 1 or
exactly.
12:30 is the void.
Well, void is where the humor should have been. I stepped into it and plummeted to empty silence.
Let's say hi to
Zilch flies in.
Let's say hi to John in Queens. John used to check out a girl showering.
Good morning, boys.
How are you, John?
I'm a paramedic out in Queens.
Are you?
Yes, I am, Jimmy. There used to be this apartment building on the 5th floor. Every night, this chick would leave her windows open, and you'd have like 4 ambulances and 2 cop cars out there watching the shower. It was a great show. One of the other guys used to carry night vision goggles with them, so we used to drive around the parks and used to watch the little teenagers getting it on in the cars and stuff too.
Do you know?
I was always into outdoor action.
Really?
Like there's something about having sex outside that is really kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's cool. And I don't think it's I've never been one of those, it's if you get caught, that whole thing. Because that's just an utter distraction. To me, that's a complete distraction. The idea of maybe getting caught. Mm-hmm. Ugh. But just being outside, pull the car into the woods and just like up against a tree or something.
It's nice to feel a breeze on your what.
Yeah, nice little breeze
like,
tickling the undercarriage.
Yeah.
I never have been a fan of underpants and panties and stuff, but I remember when I was a kid growing up, my neighbors, both really hot girls, and they were older than me. I was maybe 12, 13, they were probably 15, 16. And I took a pair of silk panties off the line.
Ooh.
They were clean, though. They'd probably been hung dry.
Aw.
I kept them for years. I would just I had them in this secret little place. It was so nice to be so innocent.
And you would use them?
Oh, I would wrap them around myself, yeah.
Wow.
Boy, were they fantastic. They were.
Wow, that's what a coup. You got something great.
They were so hot. I forgot how much mileage I got out of those. I would smell them. Even though they had been on the line, there was nothing to them.
We did the bit where there's the weirdest thing that when you were a kid, because you didn't have access to what we have access to now.
Yeah, just
like naked women.
Any type of hardcore porno you want to see, it's available.
Yeah, I told the story where I stole the tampon from the golf bag, and then I worshiped.
What?
I told that story.
I don't remember this.
I've heard. I did remember this.
You worshipped a tampon?
I don't. It was just because it was so taboo.
Yeah, well, you knew
for
where
an 11-year-old
would have been going.
And it was like
if you didn't steal it where it would have been.
I'm saying 11. I was probably 12 or 13. Late developer here, boys and girls. But I was caddying for a mother-daughter team and went into the daughter's golf bag after the round and found this thing.
Went, I think I know where this goes.
And I actually brought it home and I had it in the woods.
You serial killer.
But then I didn't know
taking trophies.
But then I didn't know I don't know. You
should get something they've already used, though. Any object they've already used, because I hadn't been used yet.
Used tampon?
Not necessarily.
What's wrong with you?
I wouldn't take it.
I think because it was just so taboo that it was a turn on, but there was it's a tampon. Who cares?
Yeah, but
But for a 12 or 13-year-old, just having something that was associated with a female was kind of a turn on. It was, I don't know. I can't really explain it, I guess.
All it meant was she was cranky.
I'll tell you one thing. If you're going to have work done over your house, pull down every picture of your daughter if she's hot. Because I when I would do a job and I'd go into a house and see pictures like that, I'd go right into the room and just like look for panties on the floor, stuff like that.
Do you ever get any good ones?
Just go, oh, that's a good one. And I would look inside and see, ooh, look at that little stuff going on there. It was just the hottest thing because you had a visual with the picture, so you knew what she looked like.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at the panty, just going like, oh my god,
see,
so dirty.
I haven't brought my whole tampon thing together.
Oh no! What did you do?
No, I didn't like sit there and like take care of myself with looking at the tampon. Nothing like that.
That'd be hysterical. Just resting it on your dresser.
Yeah. Right.
Go, yeah, look at that.
The applicator put it in your ear. Oh.
It was just that it was like
the tip is so beveled.
It was not. It was just. It was taboo, and I can't really explain it. I guess.
It's because it is. It's a private thing. You know what it's used for, where it goes.
Right.
So that's kind of a turn on. It is, especially as a younger boy, as a little lad.
Let's go to Chris in New York. Chris.
At a Chris.
Yeah, man. How's it going, boys?
Hey. Good. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, I used to find when I was like 13, they had the demonstration guide in tampon boxes.
Yep.
And actually had the illustrations in it.
Dude, wasn't it the little sketch? It was like a drawing of a woman with one foot up on the toilet bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was how she would use it.
Well, we've talked about this too. That was hardcore porn for 11 or 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Found that
for that, it was like, oh man, look at this.
Yeah. Right on, man. All right, let's go to Adam on Long Island before we take a break. Adam.
Yo, guys, it's good.
Hey, man.
Hey, Adam.
I got two different scenarios. The first one was when I was in college. We had an apartment that faced across the street, a sorority house. So every Friday and Saturday night, the girl would come home from the bar tanked, and she would bang out a different guy every time, right in the window. Didn't care.
It's Bluto Blutarski we're talking to here. With the ladder up against the window.
Why did you ever move?
The semester of the year ended. I had no choice.
I mean, oh, okay.
Spent 10 years in college.
Yeah, I was thinking like, no, you were just a regular guy, just happened to live in a college town across the street from us, sorority house.
No, I'm not,
why would you ever leave?
Yeah, no, I'm not that creepy.
All right,
it was fantastic.
Cool. Thanks, Adam. Your phone's a little choppy, but I got to get Brett, the owner of F.H. Riley's, in the heart of Huntington Village.
That place?
Yeah, 400 New York Avenue. He tells a great story about how he was checking out this girl every freaking morning. I think that we told it where he set his alarm clock to be on her.
Setting your alarm to wake up so you could peep.
Wow. No, he would set his alarm clock to be on her schedule because she was getting up at like 5:30 or something like that. Window, no shades, old school window, one of those older houses in Huntington. And I stayed at his apartment many times, and I mean, his window was literally 20, 30 feet from this bathroom window, and the girl would just do everything naked, and he would set his alarm clock, and he would get snacks.
How do you eat when that's happening?
He was enjoying the hell out of himself. He would set up his snacks right on the windowsill and just check out this girl every morning.
You'd have to...
Chicken wings, like from the night before. He didn't care.
Creep. How
he
do
didn't
you
care.
eat a snack?
Eating?
You should be scrapping.
Yeah, it's hard to scrap during.
I'm sure he probably did, but he's not going to tell his older brother.
Very hard to scrap during the peep.
No.
It's very hard. You got to put it in your memory because there's too many distractions and things like that. So you kind of put it in your spank Rolodex.
Yeah, he was bummed when he had to leave that apartment. That's for sure.
We used to go in the apartments in North Brunswick and peek through windows and stuff like that. And there was one girl in little leopard panties who we used to always see sleeping. Man, I couldn't scrap because my friends were there, but I went back by myself and tried to.
What is Danny writing? New York City subway is great for peeping. Certain staircases and escalators.
Absolutely. If you're down below and they're walking up the stairs, you get a hell of a view.
I mean, I could think of two subway stops just off the top of my head immediately that they're perfect for upskirts and stuff like that. One is Queensboro Plaza
by the preschool.
There's like a mesh, it's kind of like the Brady Stairs where there was
yes,
but it was like a mesh and you could just see right through it. So if you're waiting for the train in the correct spot, you could just every so often just kind of take a nice little peek.
Showtime.
Love how Danny makes believe I just happened. You're going under
Just
the stairs.
happened to be under the stairs
with 200 other guys. We're like
cameras, phone cameras.
and the rest of the platform, not a person to be seen.
We missed our train 3 times.
Right.
It's completely a local reference, but there's a 7 train here in New York, and the 74th and Broadway stop has one of the largest escalators I've ever seen in my entire life. It just goes up forever. And, you know, with a chick wearing it doesn't even have to be a very short skirt.
Proper
It's a
angle,
moderately
yeah.
short skirt. If you get on the bottom of that escalator when she's at the almost, you know, like
Yeah.
quarter of the way towards it, you're seeing everything.
I'm sure there's a formula to dictate the triangle, the triangle of the escalator, and the distance away from the length of the skirt and where the actual is.
And you know the creeps are at the bottom of the escalator, like not yet, I think. Wait,
There it is.
right? No, wait.
Some mathematicians going.
Couple
She's
more,
going to have to
couple
be
more.
at an elevation of 39 feet.
And
Not only
go now. Get on the escalator.
even on the subway cars, if you like in busy,
If you lay on the
rush hour
floor,
traffic.
right? You with your face up.
No, I mean sometimes these chicks they wear like ridiculous, even on like either commuting to work or they're going to the club on a Friday, Saturday night. They wear ridiculous clothes where if you're sitting directly across from some of these chicks, like you could pretty much see everything going on.
When Danny wrote New York City subway is great for peeping, I'm picturing he's the guy like exposing himself.
And there's like women taking pictures of Danny with their camera phone and sending it to the police department.
Is Larry
By
Charles here?
Train.
Not yet. Okay, we're going to talk to Larry Charles hopefully after the break. A very, very controversial. Movie coming out with Bill Maher.
Is it a
called
comedy or is it more
Religulous.
serious?
Oh, a lot of jokes, Jimmy.
Okay.
But also getting some knowledge out there, or his take on the whole organized religion thing.
So pissed off I didn't see it. And I have to see it this morning.
I think you would enjoy the film.
Yeah, I think so too.
Hey, we're going to do a little primetime gossip as we go to break here with Sam Roberts.
We're back with more primetime gossip. When we last left you, the Antolini Empire was crumbling around us, and since then things have gone from bad to hilarious, as Anthony revealed the true reason Antolini came to an end.
She takes these goddamn pills that keep the fat from digesting. It goes right through you. And then she goes to bed, and a certain part of her body will leak.
Anthony decided to continue his streak, no pun intended, of descriptiveness and honesty, just in case the listeners at home couldn't pick up on exactly what he was talking about.
I woke up one morning, and I swear it looked like someone overturned a pizza on my sheets.
The big announcement left Anthony's co-workers in utter shock.
Jimmy's hand is over his mouth. His eyes are as wide as I've ever seen them before.
Well, because he just saw the traffic. There's an oil spill on the LIE today, and
oh Jesus, an oil slick?
Yeah.
What must have happened?
And we have listeners that are trying to take the LIE in.
There's an oil spill in my bed. The pillow skidded off.
But even after all this, the pure sweetness that is Antolini shone through as the pet names continued.
Oh, they're calling her Jill Nicolicki. Oh boy, there it is.
Could it possibly get any worse? Keep listening as PTG follows a situation that could only end in a felony. Stay tuned.
Oh my God. I had to walk away.
Oh, Jesus.
I had to walk away. How do we explain this?
How do we explain this? How about this? A new rule on the Opie and Anthony show.
Yeah.
Sam has to be in here with his camera at all times.
Yeah.
And Steve is not allowed to wear a hat.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Steve, do you go home and then go, I'm not being goofed on enough, and decide to do things?
Well,
No, you know what? I don't do things with the explicit intent of being goofed on. I just really don't care at this point.
All right.
Please take the hat off. Come on. We have to goof on your hair.
Hold
dude.
on. Don't even. But we got to explain. Steve comes in today, and he's got a hat on backwards, and it's obvious that, it was obvious that he had a shaved head.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, he decided to shave his head down to, just skin. So we've been asking him to take the hat off all morning so we could see the shaved head. And to our surprise, it's not a shaved head. It looks...
No.
When he has the hat on backwards, it looks shaved because what's exposed is skin, right? Way above his ears, right?
Yeah.
Easily an inch to 2 inches above his ears are completely shaved. So he finally decided to take the hat off. And you want to take the hat off again there, Steve?
He's got...
Isn't that great?
He's got what amounts to
Here, look this way.
the George McFly.
Well, I'm flicking it back. Hold on a second.
There it is.
Wait, take the headphones off.
Stories,
And look toward Anthony.
science fiction stories.
Take the headphones
that
off.
you said- Visitors.
Now turn that way.
Oh my
I'm turning.
God!
Wow.
I was going to go totally bald.
You should have.
I might.
Hey, George, what are you working on? Websites,
Science fiction.
porno.
Can you explain what you're doing? It's so basically when he takes the hat off, obviously he has a lot of hair still.
Mm-hmm.
On top.
Yeah, it's growing. I've got it's growing out on top. And systematically, I've been growing it longer on top, but having it trimmed on the sides. Now I just went bald on the sides, completely bald on the sides.
Are you going crazy?
Maybe.
Yeah, you're joining Devo.
Devo had hair like this?
Also, Shemp Howard had that too. Shemp.
Yeah, I was
And
doing
Demolition Man.
I was doing Mo Howard in the shower the other day.
Yeah, Mo had it, but he had the bangs. Shemp brushed it back.
Let's throw One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest in there too. There was a few of those type of haircuts, right?
Yes,
What's his name?
Billy.
Billy, right?
Yeah,
Billy
stuttering and stabbing.
Billy
your groin
Bibbit,
with a
yeah.
Billy
broken
Bibbit
bottle.
from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. There you go.
Brad Dourif.
Yeah, he was
Yep.
Exorcist 3 and Mississippi Burning.
He's been in a lot of stuff. He was in Lord
Don't
of the
try to
Rings.
divert the conversation.
I'm not trying to divert the conversation. I'm just trying.
Oh, someone wants you to elaborate how you were doing Mo in the shower.
I meant to say behaving like one.
I meant to say combing my hair forward like Mo.
Yeah, of
Literal.
course.
Stump Brain, I'm sending you these pictures immediately.
Okay.
It's wow.
It's actually
Forrest Gump.
very cool.
God damn it, that's a good one too. Gump.
Forrest Gump, yeah. Got a little Forrest Gump thing going there. Wow.
Well, Steve has shut down the
Steve.
show with that one.
We have to bring our. Is he right outside the door?
Yeah, let's get
Yeah,
Larry
sir.
Charles, the
Oh,
director
okay,
from
sorry.
Religulous.
Religulous.
Right. Ken in Delaware, as we get Larry situated. What's up?
What's up, fellas?
Hey, Ken.
Hey, do me
Yeah.
a favor, man.
Yeah.
Please do not root for the Phillies.
Yeah, you know what?
Myself, your in-laws and everybody else around this area.
Philadelphia
Root
is
for the Brewers or the Dodgers or something.
You know what, though? Philadelphia is becoming my second home. I'm down there all the time.
Yep.
I'm going to be down there again this weekend, and I really like this Phillies team. I was telling Ant in the office, now that the Mets are out, I'm all in. Phillies finally win the World Series again. Or for the first time. No, again, right?
They won it, but it's been a long time.
A long time.
Is it 81 or something like that?
Won a division.
All right, so
They
you
won a
just
division
barrel
last
through.
year. That's one.
Just barrel through.
Dude, why would I root
man.
for the Brewers? I have no attachment to Milwaukee.
Exactly. He's
I don't know, man. Just root for somebody else.
Phillies all the way. It's very obvious. Come on.
Come on, man. You're feeling it. First, yours.
All right, man. Where's Larry Charles? He doesn't want to come in now?
I think he's at the other dressing room. Since that stupid CBS moved in, our dressing room is on 54th Street.
I know.
Why couldn't they put
Ridiculous.
CBS in that?
Because
joint?
they're dummies.
Please. No one thinks.
All right,
No
well,
one thinks.
Larry, look at you.
Hey.
There you go.
Larry, you're all dressed up. You're doing TV later?
Yes, I am. Not in the suit, though, amazingly enough. Should I take this off and do that?
No, I don't care. You look good, man.
What do you need? Tell me what you need.
Usually people come in here in sweats and T-shirts. You look good. I saw Religulous.
Thank you.
Religulous, is that?
Religulous is correct.
Okay, starring Bill Maher, of course. It's a documentary, and Larry Charles did Borat.
Yes, sir.
And Bill Maher decided that you were the perfect person for this project.
Apparently so.
You want to give the explanation of the movie before we start?
It's about religion.
Obviously, yeah.
It's that's okay. My head's getting smaller, I think. I've been shrinking lately. It is the premise of the movie. First of all, the thesis behind the movie is to make a Saturday night date movie about religion. I want people on a Saturday night to open the paper, they're looking for a movie, they see Dark Knight, they see Tropic Thunder, then they see Religious, they go, okay, this looks like it might be a good time. I want people to have a good time. I want it to be a rollicking, rock and roll, roller coaster ride through religion.
That's kind of
my
a tough order.
Yeah, it is, but it seemed like worth doing, though. And surprisingly, both of us realized that no one had really done that before. I mean, other than The Life of Brian, it's hard to find a movie that's kind of a scathing satire of religion.
Nuns on the Run, my friend.
Yeah, Nuns on the Run. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I got laid after Passion of the Christ.
There you go. There you go. Exactly.
Sister Act.
This is like the Passion of the Antichrist, basically.
So Bill wanted to do a thing kind of skewering religion. I haven't seen it. I didn't realize the screening was. So it was a bunch of. Did he interview a bunch of people, or what exactly did he do?
Yeah, pretty much went around the world interviewing people.
Yeah, we went all around the world interviewing people, but that's one layer of the movie. Then, in the editing process, we use a lot of archival clips. We're using great music. The movie opens with The Seeker by The Who, so there's a great soundtrack. Great archival clips of Hollywood movies that are, the absurd Jeffrey Hunter, blue-eyed, blonde-haired Jesuses and stuff like that. And so it's a real fast-paced mix of a lot of layers of information.
Yeah, Bill Maher's making some, pretty solid points about organized religion. Then they'll go to a quick clip from some old-school Jesus movie, and that was brilliant, man. Some of those clips just out loud funny. Well, we were howling at the screening. There was, I don't want to give it away, but there was a few that are going to make people really laugh hard.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, again, what's great about making a documentary is that you can get those clips for nothing under the fair use law. If you can make it clear that there's some meaning to the clips that's illuminating the point that you're making, they give you the clips for free. So we were able to, on a very low budget movie, able to use a lot of that kind of stuff. It was great.
Now, what about backlash? Anything? You know how some people like when Dogma came out. Oh, Dogma! When Dogma came out, I know Kevin Smith got a lot of crap from the Catholic League and.
Yeah, I think this is an equal opportunity offender. So I'm
with religion, sometimes that doesn't matter.
Yeah, it may not. It may not. I mean, people haven't seen it yet. Obviously, it hasn't come out yet, so the backlash hasn't begun. But again, for me, the biggest controversy would not be like protesters in front of the theater or anything like that. It would be people who would normally be aghast and offended by this movie to go in again on a Saturday night at the mall and go and see it and find themselves laughing despite themselves. That, to me, would be the greatest triumph and the greatest controversy.
So what do? You just present it as ridiculously as it's presented by the people that try to pump this stuff, and it's funny.
You don't have to do very much.
Yeah, you really don't.
You have to say, what do you believe? And once people start talking about the talking snake or the Garden of Eden or the big whale or those stories, and you realize they're like children's stories that we as adults cling to on some kind of literal level, that's kind of scary.
As basing your whole existence on a children's story.
That's
kind of a thing.
It's like believing that Santa Claus, it's like only you're told at 10 years old that Santa Claus isn't real. You're not told at 10 that Jesus isn't real. So you cling to it for many, many years afterwards. And of course it leads, the point of the movies, it's leading to these children's stories are leading to the end of the world. That's the ending of all the children's stories. And, the Bible, the Koran, the New Testament, they all have apocalypse scenarios. So these kind of silly stories are taking us to the end of the world, which is that's the most religious thing of all.
Yeah, believing that someone actually lived inside a whale,
Right.
Well. That is a silly little story they put in there.
But people believe it.
Do we have any Bill Donahue? I know he's had quite a few problems with Bill over the years.
Yeah, I don't know very much about him. I know he wants to have a boxing match with Bill. That's his idea of a solution to the problem. So,
well, you're gonna hear a lot from Donahue,
Bill Donahue
in the coming weeks. He's going to be spearheading this one. He'll be on all the news stations. It'll be good for your movie, though.
Exactly. They all, people. What happens, and it happened in Borat too, is that initially people are distressed. Then the movie comes out. It's kind of successful. They bask in the 15 minutes of fame that they get. They ask for DVDs. Sasha will sign a DVD and send it off to them, and then they sue you.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that's the
great.
Did
you guys do okay with all the lawsuits from Borat?
Amazingly enough, just last week, the last of the lawsuits were dismissed. We set a precedent in the courts, and hopefully that'll be usable when we start getting sued on.
They came out
precedent.
The precedent was that we did our homework. We had very tight legal releases. We had no liability whatsoever, so the lawsuits were all founded to have no merit whatsoever, so they were all dismissed.
Oh, good for you, man.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
You guys went after the Mormons.
Yes.
And Joseph Smith.
Yeah.
Now,
a real scam artist.
But the people are believing. Look at the stuff they've built in the honor of Joseph Smith.
The Mormonism, which is one of the fastest growing religions, has one of the craziest stories. God is a flesh and blood man. He actually had physical intercourse with Mary. If black people are subhuman in Mormonism, they just recently changed that, by the way. But in the Book of Mormon, black people are considered to be less than human. All these things people didn't know. If Mitt Romney had gotten the nomination, this stuff might have been more come to the surface. But it's pretty amazing that there's a growing religion that believes these kind of things. In this day.
When did Joseph Smith live?
In the 1800s.
1800s, okay.
That's when they knew a lot about everything. Let me tell you that.
And when you
Smart
die, not only are you facing God, you're also facing Joseph Smith.
Yeah,
so that's good.
That's right. And you get your own planet also.
You get your own planet if you live. If you live a good life here on Earth.
Can I ask you what you do with that planet? It's
Whatever
just
the hell
you on
want.
a planet?
Invite your white friends.
Yeah, but your white friends, yeah. But but if everyone has their own planet, then you got to invite people over like, hey, you want to come over to the planet tonight or else you're alone.
But that's exactly the movie. The movie is asking those questions, those basic questions that are like logical questions about these things. How does the planet thing work, And nobody thinks about it that deeply. They just accept it, So they're all stunned and shocked when Bill asked these basic, simple questions about their own belief system,
Yeah. And then you guys went to the Creation Museum. I thought that was fantastic.
I would say take the family for sure.
Yeah,
good one.
And they believe that dinosaurs and the humans walking the earth at the same time. And not only that, I'll give away this one shot. There was a shot, I think I said it earlier anyway, where a dinosaur had a saddle on it.
Yes.
Basically saying not only did we live together, we rode dinosaurs like we ride horses.
Exactly.
And people believe this.
And the most insidious part of the Creation Museum is if you walk in there, it's an amazing place. It looks just like the Natural History Museum here in New York. So you think, it's scientific, but it's all this kind of quasi-science. It's all fake science to justify these incredibly crazy belief systems.
They'll always take science and just throw it aside. Like, no, we got to think. Because for years, I didn't even hear the explanation that man was around with dinosaurs.
That's a new one.
They just used to say, no, there were no such things as dinosaurs. I don't know what you're talking about. They pull up these bones. We don't know what they are.
Right, exactly.
And then the science of it got so good that people accepted the fact that, yes, there were dinosaurs. So they had to address it by going, yeah, well, we were around with the dinosaurs. It still works into the whole storybook thing.
Well, what's really sick and sad about it is like 1925 was the Scopes trial, Inherit the Wind and all that. And so we had really finished this discussion like 50, 80 years ago already, that evolution is real and that creationism is a story and all that kind of stuff. And yet somehow it has crept back into the point that now they want to teach creationism next to evolution in the school system again. It's like teaching magic with chemistry. You know what I mean? It's very scary.
Alchemy. We'll turn lead to gold.
I was pretty well informed going into seeing this movie, but the one thing I was not informed about that you educated me on was the fact that our story of Jesus is a story that was told many, many times way before Jesus lived.
Absolutely.
In very old, much older religions, the story is exactly the same. And that kind of creeped me out to find that out.
There's a number of things about that. First of all, yes, there are many, many myths and legends of a Jesus-like figure that predate Christianity,
That has the same basic story.
He was born on the same, these guys were born on the same day. They were crucified. They were resurrected. They had 12 disciples. They were shepherds and all these kind of things, all the same stuff. That's the first thing. The second thing is, which was shocking to me, and I discovered in the making of the movie, is that there's absolutely zero evidence that Jesus even existed. There's none. There's no tangible evidence. There are many writers writing at the time of Jerusalem in the Roman occupation who were there, historians who were there, journalists who were there, tons of writing on that stuff, not one mention of Jesus, basically. The only mention of Jesus is in the Gospels, which those were written long, long after he supposedly was dead. Many, many decades, even liberally speaking, it could be as much as 200 years later that the Gospels were written, and they don't even match.
Which is odd because, and you might say, wow, well, it was such a long time ago, but there are cultures that predate Jesus that we have pretty good information on. Yeah. Egyptian, Roman Empire, those things predating Jesus. Why is it? You're right. Why isn't there any tangible evidence?
That's
like
right.
we know there was a King Tut.
Exactly.
There's a body. There's a tomb. There's historical documentation.
Right.
So where is Jesus?
And Pontius Pilate existed. All those other people did exist, and they are written about very extensively. But the name, Jesus, this cult leader Jesus, is never mentioned in any of those historical accounts.
Did you guys address it all? I heard someone talking to scientists about why people become religious or believe in a deity. Something about how it's kind of put there, perhaps by nature, as kind of like, because everyone has natural enemies except for us. So it's kind of like a stop for us, or something for us to kind of to keep ourselves from going completely over.
I also think it's a hope. You got to have some kind of hope that you're not just going to die and it ends. So we're so self-important. We
Right.
think that we can't just turn into dust.
Right.
That we have to become some part of some collective Borg or something that
It's some kind
makes
of-
us feel better.
It's a gigantic ego problem.
Right.
ultimately. We're afraid of death. And in fact, if you look at the history of Christianity, it was really founded as a slave religion. Those people had horrible lives. And they said, well, look, it's really bad now, but the next life it's going to kick ass.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and
So just get through this one.
Yes, that's right. Just do your thing here, but it's going to be great in the next life. You know, and that's a great promise to people. You know, that's like that's the perfect invisible product. You know.
And I was mentioning before, was there? I didn't see it. I know Bill didn't do a whole bunch on Eastern religions, but
Right.
was there anything addressed with Islam? Because I noticed a lot of things just won't address. And it's obviously prevalent what's going on now. It was addressed on some level.
Oh, there's a massive section
Yeah.
on Islam and the danger, especially in Europe, because what you see in Europe in places like Amsterdam, which are really cool cities, you know, what's happening is that they're so tolerant that they've allowed this intolerant fundamentalist Muslim immigration to take place. Those people are sort of like large population. The most popular baby name in Europe is Muhammad now. You know, so things are really changing in Europe and these liberal progressive cities that are secular now. You know, in England and in Netherlands, people don't go to church anymore, but you have this fundamentalist Muslim thing happening, and this is creating a clash of cultures also.
And one part of the movie that was hilarious, he found gay Muslims, right? 2 of them,
2
in Amsterdam.
Thank God there were 2.
It was a gay Muslim.
Right,
a
a
Muslim
bar.
gay bar.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
And he went there on like a Tuesday night or whatever. There's 2 guys.
2 guys. Yeah.
2 gay Muslims.
Rock.
And the other thing,
and they weren't attracted to each other, so that was a big problem.
you guys had some great angles in this movie, and then
They're both waiting for the other one to get drunk enough 4 in the morning.
Right. And then you interviewed 2
sexual jihads, I think it was.
2 Jewish gentlemen that actually went over to Iran.
Yes.
And what do they believe?
Well, this one rabbi went to the Holocaust denial conference in Iran because he doesn't believe that Israel should exist. That's a whole movement in Judaism, an extremist movement in Judaism that doesn't believe that that the Israelis have earned Israel. They shouldn't have Israel. And so this guy actually kind of hangs out with the president of Iran and denies the Holocaust and tries to destroy Israel. That's
Dude,
his thing.
he's hardcore Jew with the payas and everything,
Yeah.
and he's over in Iran supporting what.
Wow, that's very odd.
Yes.
The hell's he thinking? Like, where does he want the Jews to go?
He doesn't. He believes that the Jews don't deserve the land until they've earned it somehow, and they haven't been holy enough yet to earn it. And he's waiting for some sign, I guess.
Does he say where they should go though, or no?
He wants them to hang out in Muncie, upstate here, and until they get the word from the Messiah.
The sign is apparently going to be a mushroom cloud launched
right.
from Iran.
That's right. Exactly.
That's a good sign.
That's the one. Make your move.
That's the one that he wants to see.
Larry, you got time? Can we take a quick break?
Sure, of course.
All right, Larry Charles, the director of Religulous, starring Bill Maher, documentary. And when we get back, I want to talk about Scientology and maybe take some phone calls because,
Sure,
I mean,
great.
this is a very sensitive subject, and I'm sure, people have a lot to say. 877-212-0&A. Stay there. It's the Opie and Anthony Show. We got Larry Charles in studio, the director of Religulous, starring Bill Maher. It's a documentary on organized religion. Pretty much goes after most religions. Didn't go after the Eastern religions because he openly admitted he doesn't know much about those.
Well, that's the whole second movie, really.
Possibly a second
the
movie.
sequel, yeah.
Bravo. And unfortunately, we had to take a break because, wow, the discussion we were having during the break, now we got to make believe we didn't have it because it was
There's plenty more
it was
to talk about.
fascinating. Well, in the movie Religulous, they go to the Vatican, and outside, they get kicked out of the Vatican, right?
Yes.
Why did they kick you out of the Vatican?
Well, they realized we didn't belong there, and we were kind of trying to film, and we were trying to sort of we're trying to get to the Pope. We were right down the hall from the Pope's apartment, and eventually we had gotten through the Swiss Guard, and we had gotten through all the security, which was pretty lax, I have to say. And we wound up on the floor that the Pope lives on, in his apartment there. And of course, the Vatican, you saw the priest. He's an old guy. The Pope's an old guy. It's kind of like a nursing home in a sense, a religious nursing home. That's what it's sort of like. There's a lot of old men walking around.
Well, the old priest, one of the highlights of the movie, outside the Vatican, Vatican's in the background. Bill Maher, interviews this older priest,
Father Foster,
and he seemed like, he was saying some crazy stuff that probably priests shouldn't be saying.
Right.
And I'm thinking, oh, you found some kook not kook, because he was making a lot of sense, to be honest with you. And then it turns out, because we asked a few questions during the break, this guy lives right next to the Pope inside the Vatican, and he's believing this stuff.
He's one of the highest level Vatican priests, but I think what you discover is that the Vatican hierarchy knows all this stuff already. They're all PhDs, they're all enlightened people, they're all highly educated. They know the difference between the reality and the myths. But they're afraid to sort of disseminate that information to the masses because there would be anarchy, the church would fall, and the institution itself would collapse.
Right.
Can't they let out little bits at a time to kind of get people used? Not the fact that we don't know if there's a God, but just little things that were kind of crap. Can't they do that to make themselves more relevant in modern times? It's so easy to debunk so much of it now.
Well, that's really a part of a bigger point, which is that originally religion, was sort of invented to sort of explain our world to ourselves and what we're doing here. And actually, ironically, there are major questions to ask about life today: where we're from, where we're going, why we're here. And those questions are actually thwarted. The inquiry is thwarted by organized religion.
Yeah, and they can't even admit that the priests are having sex with the the little boys.
And initially, the religion was to kind of hold you off, so they promised you an answer to all the questions.
That's right.
Like that, as growing up and being raised Catholic until my early teens, I guess.
Right.
I was always told, you'll go to heaven. Some heaven place where you get anything you want. I remember being told this. You get anything you want. Anything you could dream of is yours.
Yeah.
And all your questions will be answered. So all those things that you start growing up and you think like, the universe has no end? Well, how does that work? And, I can't wrap my mind around it. It'll all be answered in the afterlife with Jesus.
Yeah.
And then you realize, what? It's got a wacky story.
And where do you get the white robe when you show up? Is it like jail where they give you like your little?
Yeah, how does that work? And your loved ones, are they old and dead? And they have to walk around all hunched over still like they died? Or do they get young? Who gets to choose how young you get to be? Is that God's choice, or do you go, I want to be this age again?
And how crowded is this place, by the way? There's how many trillions of people have died?
Right.
Where are they?
And then you're supposed to be reunited with loved ones. Let's say you truly love somebody. You married them, they died. You moved on, married someone else, truly love them, they die, you die, and now you got two bitches that you don't know what to do with because you're in heaven and everyone's supposed to be rejoined again.
I think that's actually hell that you're describing.
That's just true.
Hey,
believe me.
I want to go back to that priest outside the Vatican. What were some of the stuff he did say in the movie?
He said that basically the entire Jesus story is just that, a story. He said that December 25th is absurd.
Stories.
He said that, all the things that we've sort of taken assumption about are false, essentially, and that's not what Jesus was about at all.
I want to go back to that point because, that came from a guy that's living right next to the Pope.
Right.
In the Vatican, not Larry's angle where he found some kooky priest in the middle of nowhere. Well, this guy is pretty much ground zero of the religion.
We've had some criticism that we go after fringe people and extremists, and that's really not true. This guy is a high-level priest in the Vatican. The other priest that we spoke to is also a very high-level Vatican priest. We spoke to Senator Mark Pryor. We spoke to Francis Collins, one of the most highly esteemed scientists in the world, who happens to also somehow strangely believe in all this stuff.
Yeah.
So we tried to get to the highest echelons of power we could. Of course, there's a whole phalanx of filters preventing you from getting to.
Why would that guy talk to you? Because you just wrecked his retirement plan.
I don't think he cared. I think he was at a point where he was kind of liberated. He's old and he didn't care anymore. The truth is more important to him at this point, So I appreciated that, actually.
And then Ant was discussing Republicans and
how the Republican Party has just been now aligned with the religious right.
Yes.
And it's just such an odd thing now because if you say you're a Republican, people assume that you're this anti-abortion, just lunatic religious zealot.
Well, and of course, abortion, there's no mention of abortion in the Bible at all. There's no mention of homosexuality or being against it. Jesus never preaches against homosexuality. These are all things that were added on later that people sort of glommed onto or made up to justify their own bad behavior,
Yeah. Because they always quote that thing, some page in the Bible, some line about God saying that man should not lay with man.
Right. But there's a lot of man laying with man, actually, in the Bible.
Really?
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Hot.
Noah, if you read the story of Noah very carefully, you see that somehow or another Noah's sons violated him. You read these things, they're there. Noah's sons raped Noah, while he was drunk. You know, and that's
Wow.
I mean, if we had the Bible here, I'd show you the passage. It's absolutely true.
Larry, you're going to have a hell of a 3 months. You are going to be all over the place.
Yes, sir.
Scientology.
Yeah. Well, Scientology is just it's the same. It's the same. It's the same thing in a new package. That's all. It's like a science fiction writer came up with it. It sounds crazy because it's new, but really, when you compare it to the elements of the old religions, it's just as crazy.
Given enough time for the pages to turn brown and curl up a little bit,
Right.
you have a legitimate religion that everybody would just go, hey, that's fine, you know.
Judaism, Christianity, Islam, they all started as cults too. You know, I mean, they all start as cults. You know, some of them make it and some of them don't. It's a marketing. It's
It's all in the marketing.
Yeah, that's right.
Scientology seems to have a lot of marketing money.
Well, you know, Jesus had, that was the thing. Judaism was like a punishing God, a judgmental God, and then Christ comes along and he's like, no, I forgive everybody, turn the other cheek, and all that kind of stuff. That was a good message.
That's a better product.
It sold, yeah.
Yeah.
It sold very well.
It's better than guilt and beating yourself.
Exactly.
Now, you guys travel the world for this movie. Where was the scariest place?
I would say Jerusalem is most probably the scariest place because right there is the center of all the conflict that from the very beginning, and you sense that at all times. There's rubble everywhere, ancient rubble. There's like bullet holes everywhere. There
From
are
the
soldiers,
same conflict.
From the same conflict, exactly. And you could, there are soldiers with machine guns. There are angry Muslims, angry Jews. Everyone's angry, and so it's a very volatile place, and you can see the violence ready to erupt at any moment.
In the holiest of lands.
That's right. That's
It's
right. It's the exact opposite.
such a hypocritical thing that no one really seems to see that more damage has been done under the flag of religion than anything else on this planet, aside from maybe bitches.
And that leads to Sharon's
There
question.
are no, excuse me for one second.
go
I just
ahead.
want to say there are no bitches in this scenario either. This is such a male-dominated world, the world of religion, that there are virtually no women in positions of power in religion anywhere in the world, which is an interesting aspect of it too.
Let's go to Sharon in New York. Sharon.
Hi, guys.
Hi, we got Larry Charles, the director of Religulous, in studio.
Hi, this is really interesting. I think I want to go see this.
Don't think.
Yeah, we saw it Friday, a few of us, and we were laughing out loud, and then we were getting educated, I think, a little bit, and I enjoyed the film immensely.
Because my question is, what is the whole, idea behind the movie, or what are you supposed to come away with the movie thinking? Because I was raised Methodist or Protestant or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I'm struggling with my own idea of what this thing is supposed to be about. I just dumped a guy that was atheist because he was trying to talk to me. So I don't know what to think about all this.
Well, I think if you're a modern human in the world and you look around you, you realize how much destruction is being done in the name of these silly belief systems. We're just saying be rational, ask some questions, and if you could change the dialogue ever so slightly, shift the paradigm ever so slightly, things might change eventually.
So this is a commercial for atheism. That's what this movie is?
No, not at all. It's a commercial for reasonableness. That's what it is. It's against extremism. It's against the violence that'll come out of this religion. It's against destroying the world. That's what it's about.
And enough films have been...
Do you believe in any kind of higher power? What is,
I believe that there's many mysteries in the universe that we can't explain yet, and we're not allowed to inquire about them. Religion stops us from asking those questions.
That's good.
Yeah, you guys definitely make a point that we need to get rid of religion to save the world.
That's right.
That's a pretty heavy point, by the way.
How could so many people, because I'm reading things here from on the phones and feedback and stuff, I'm just reading you get people angry. A lot of people get angry when you step on their religion.
Yes.
And I don't understand how they can't just open their mind for a second and listen to reason where this is... It says it right in the bill of sale. It's faith-based.
Yes.
Completely faith-based.
Yes.
There's no real hard evidence. And then you show them something with hard evidence, and they'll try to debunk it based on just their faith-based stuff.
Well, as it's the idea of these thoughts being implanted in your mind when you're a child before you have a choice. That is a very insidious part of the religious process. They get you when you're kids before you have a choice to decide. If you were 18 and they said, okay, now you may choose your religion, things would be much different today. There wouldn't be as many religious people in the world. I'm sure of it. It's when you have no choice and you have these thoughts planted in your mind. It's like being the victim of child abuse. This is all you know, and then often you become a perpetrator yourself. It's the same process. You are planted with these thoughts. Your parents were planted. Your grandparents were planted. Your children are going to be planted, and it perpetuates itself that way.
I've known people that have grown up in very strict religious families, and they all end up effed up. Just like sexually repressed, just guilt-ridden. All depends on what religion. You're Jews, very guilt-ridden people.
Right.
You're Catholics, holy Jesus, don't even talk about sex.
Right.
You know what the effort I had to put into banging a Catholic girl?
They're the best though, because they're filth bags. Once they get to a certain age,
once you cross them over that threshold, once you scoop them up like Satan and take them away, wow, they can't stop.
Yeah, bring a black friend with you. All right, baby.
But here they are preaching against sex while they're taking these little boys into the altar boys, and having their way with them over the course of many decades without any legal ramifications whatsoever.
I think one reason people get so mad is because deep down, I think they know. I think the majority of times, like that priest you said, I think deep down, because I have my own faith with God and my own struggle, deep down you know that science is right. It's hard not to acknowledge it, especially now, maybe 300 years ago. But having that called into question, in a way, you're kind of just trashing somebody's hope, because that's sometimes all people hang on to.
Right.
And it's like you're taking the one thing that they can look forward to, like, well, at least, and saying it's crap, and you know it's crap. But deep down, I think they know.
But is it healthy to believe in an illusion?
Oh, no, I'm not saying it's wrong. That's why they get so mad.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's a very good point.
And to base your entire life on it, though, seems to me like you're just living this life to serve so that it's better in the next one.
Right.
It's like... It seems to me to be an awful waste of time.
You don't have to serve. Again, you have to just believe. You don't have to do anything good. You could be a complete asshole, but as long as you believe, you will have salvation. So there's no real motivation to even be nice to somebody, basically.
Right. So then as long as you're guaranteed your spot.
That's right.
We could do another hour on this, but we got some panicky Pete's. Look,
you got the press today.
The press people got their coats on and everything. They're like, we got to get them out of here. A big TV tour today.
I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
I hear like one of those satellite TV tours.
I just been pushed into rooms and talk to people. I don't know who
we could talk to you for another hour.
I know. I would have loved to talk about Borat a little bit, of course, Seinfeld, things like that.
Please, I'd love to come back someday.
Absolutely.
Great. I love that.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys very much.
Come back later this week. We'll just do part 2 of this interview.
Cool.
I'm serious.
Cool.
If we can set that up, because phones are lit. They all have great questions, but we got to get them out of here.
Such an interesting subject. I love it.
Larry Charles, the director of Religulous.
Thank you so
starring
much.
Bill Maher. A lot of laughs in the movie, by the way.
It's a good time.
The truckers, the religious truckers in the trailer park. They have a little church in an actual trailer.
Lot,
so much I want to get to, but we've run out of time. Larry, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right, Larry Charles, everybody. And I think we got to get out of here, too.
Yes.
Huh?
Wow, look at that. We're splitting already.
All right.
Hey, Sunday night, I'm part of a George Carlin tribute panel. It's at the Y here in New York on 92nd Street. So you can go to 923y.org?
No, it's 92y.org, but it's on onaradio.com.
Okay. Yeah, all the info is on onaradio.com. Okay. We're going to leave you with another Primetime Gossip. 2 in one day from Sam Roberts. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
We're back, and the Primetime Gossip Mills are going bananas. Recently on the O&A show, Opie made an enormous announcement that soon one of the show's cast members would be gone.
Someone very, very, very important to this radio show is leaving. It's not myself, it's not Anthony, it's not Jimmy. But someone that is very, very important to this radio show is leaving.
Opie left it there, and the listeners went wild, leading to much speculation as to exactly who was leaving. However, Primetime Gossip was able to get some audio that may help clear up this situation.
Stunned brain.
I was considering it, and then E-Rock and Danny both took the spoon and stuck it back in.
That's right. The Google-using mental midget wouldn't even have a scoop of ice cream with his coworkers.
Here's a spoon.
No, it's already been violated.
See, I knew you weren't one of us.
It's been violated.
You're not one.
The evidence became clear. Mr. I Love Politics more than the O&A show himself, Stuntbrain is obviously not a true member of the Opie and Anthony family.
When are you going to be part of the team officially? When are you going to like make everyone feel like you're part of this?
What do I have to do?
Well, yeah, right there, that was it.
The stuntster was high on the totem pole when he first came to the show, but after blowing his chance to prove his loyalty, old Contribute Nothing Stunt Brain may justifiably be on his way out the door. We'll keep you informed as this story unfolds, only on Primetime Gossip.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Mr. Vice President, with your permission, I'd like to remain at your side. I had a feeling you would. And what happens if they do become hostile? And God help us.
God help us.
There's going to be a lot of scared people out there.
Did the president fly a mission in this one?
Of course he did.
What?
He's a fighter pilot.
Shit! You know I could do my best work in the air.
Really?
Acting-wise, maybe.
Plummeting into a mountain.
Being sucked out of the fuselage of a fucking Hawaiian Air flight. Fucking cunt.
Marty, Jamie says this building has an old bomb shelter. We're heading down there now.
All right, everybody, head down to the basement. Take it slow, don't run. Walk down to the basement. There's no shame in hiding. Oh, I better call my mother.
We got it.
Yes, you're gay.
You love cock.
Call your mother.
Over the top gay guy.
Over the top gay guy.
Get it.
These characters can be found in like
Every
any
movie ever
bad
made?
movie that's made.
Mm-hmm.
It's just in Independence Day they really stood out.
Caricature.com. It's all fucking, we get it. The black guy's funny and crazy.
Yeah.
The Jew's a Jew, that we get it.
The gay guy is talking about his mother
Yeah.
and his analyst.
Yeah. You're a quirky New York Jewish guy
Yeah.
who adores cock. As actually, in the
So-
Latin sense of the word, adorare. You fear cock as one fears the sun.
Jimmy, speaking of which, Harvey Feinstein, his character in Independence Day.
Or Firestein.
Did I say Feinstein?
Feinstein.
0 for 4. For fucking
I'm
4.
Harvey Feinstein.
Hey,
I'm gay too.
Forget it.
What?
I just want to bring back one of my favorite bits, but
Sure,
if I mess up the setup, then how are we supposed to do
You,
the bit?
you didn't know. You're saying Harvey Fierstein in Independence Day.
I did say that, right?
Yeah, what about him?
His character, you think he, I don't know, likes cock?
Yeah, we've established that. But even more than liking it.
Yeah.
The adoration.
The adoration of it.
Yeah.
Damn it, he loves it! Can't resist.
Wow.
I love the run into the ground bits.
Of course.
I'm a big fan of those. Larry Charles, what did you guys think, huh?
Really cool, man. He
Yeah.
was a very interesting guy. I liked his take on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how angry people get when you really question.
Well, it's their faith, you know.
That's just it.
They get angry because they believe what they believe, and what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Faith.
What are you going to do?
You have faith. Do you have faith?
I couldn't get into the one part because we ran out of time. How the Jews get around the rules.
The Jew.
The electric
yeah.
The electric rules.
How do they
the
do
electric
that?
rule. Well, David told us.
Well, you're not allowed
Did
to.
not
use,
David tell
you're
us?
not allowed to use electronics or any like modern day luxuries because of what? Electricity or something?
You'd all be dead now if it wasn't my David. David. You'd all be dead now if it wasn't my David.
Yeah. Apparently, they get away with it.
Oh no! No,
By-
not David.
No?
No.
What's up, David?
We're not wasting 40 minutes with you.
David,
today.
quickly though, I just
You-
want to know. It
you
is
waste-
Rosh Hashanah, right?
You wasted our time on Friday.
It will be on
It will-
sundown today.
Let's put him on the clock.
Sundown today.
5 minutes tops with David today. Thank you.
Okay, sundown today is Rosh Hashanah.
That's correct.
Now, what does that mean? That the Jews have to get home before sundown? Is that one of those holidays?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a Jewish New Year.
What if we tied?
Oh, Happy New Year!
What if we tied you up and made you stay here? What would happen to you as a Jew? Seriously.
Maybe disappear. Just disintegrate like a vampire in the sun.
What if we just got a chair and tied you up here and you couldn't get home before
Before sundown.
That wouldn't be very nice.
I understand that, but what
do
would
homeless
happen?
Jews do?
And then I wouldn't get to celebrate the New Year.
How'd you feel about our guest, Larry Charles? What he was saying about religion and basically, not just Judaism, but all religions, he was pretty much going, he was poo-pooing them, if I may. Did you hear him?
I heard him. Yeah, some people some people aren't in favor of religion. Some people don't believe in it. So
But I
that's
mean,
his
logic.
choice.
No, I'm saying, but logically, because I have my own things with God too. Like I do believe, but then like science, it's so hard to deny. I'm really caught in a
Yes.
weird place in my life.
Well, it's the organized religion angle that bothers me.
Even the God.
But
angle
even
is
a
hard.
God thing, you could pick like
Why not?
one single
Why can't-
entity that created everything and still wonder why, through science we found out this, that, the other thing.
Look, it's
free will.
I'll save everyone a lot of time. God is a alien scientist. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all, seriously.
Big experiment.
I don't know if you want to go big experiment down that road, but he's just an alien from another planet that we haven't discovered yet. Probably will never discover.
Who made him?
And probably another alien scientist from another.
See, we just got to stop somewhere. That's the conundrum. There's no end. Everything, it goes on and on until you have to get to the point where there is some type of divine entity that created things, or at least created the thing that was able to make more things.
But everything has to end. Like the universe has to end. It can't just
keeps going forever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
But at the end of that, it has to have
There's no
something.
end. It's just infinite. Infinite.
Like, let's say it ends with a wall, but then what's behind the wall? This is
Who's
silly.
got pot?
Our brains
Who's
aren't.
got the pot?
I'll tell you what's
our
behind
brains
the wall.
aren't. Our brains aren't big enough to wrap ourselves around this.
I know.
A big TV and a giant chaise lounge.
That's heaven to me.
I think the problem is that we just don't understand what nothing really is. So when they say there's nothing here before the Big Bang, whatever you want to call it.
Nothing.
Just nothingness. Well, what was in the no, but it's an absolute nothing of non-existence. We just don't comprehend that.
It's
That's all
something
it
that
is.
doesn't exist.
Exactly.
It's just nothingness.
But what was there before the nothingness?
Nothing. You wouldn't notice because there's nothing there.
But it had to be something.
No.
But it didn't. That's only.
There was something that was called nothing.
We
No.
can't understand it.
It didn't exist. There was nothing.
So nothing existed.
But then again, how could fucking
that
atoms
has to
appear
be
out of nothing?
something. Thank you.
Atoms don't just appear. Like, for no reason, there's nothingness, and a couple of things show up and go, crash, and here we are. It's all just silly. It's nonsense. Maybe there is a God. For Christ's sake, what do I know?
By the way, I'm not an X-Files fan. I've watched maybe 10 minutes of that. That's my theory, the whole alien scientist. I guess that was the overall plot of the X-Files?
Yeah.
I didn't
sorta.
know. I don't know.
Sorta.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it could be a part of it. It's not that crazy.
I think it has something to do with an alien that started this whole thing.
And maybe they come and look at
Could've
us
been.
once in a while to see how we're doing, see how we're progressing, and maybe they make themselves known when we socially progress to a certain point, when we're a planetary unit, or when we have the ability to reach them. Maybe that's one of those things.
There you go.
That's
Maybe they wanted
more
to-
of a Scientology type take on it.
Maybe they're right. Maybe Xenu or whatever
Xenu.
has a point. Maybe there is something to Scientology.
Point on his head.
Oh, come on. Use your
Oh.
head for something other than a hat rack. My father would say that before teabagging my mother in my view. And he'd make her nose a Roman war helmet.
David,
Yes.
so in this movie Religulous, which you did not see because you weren't privy enough to, because you're a coffee boy.
Right.
Like Jews aren't allowed to use what? Electricity and stuff every Friday or Saturday?
On the Sabbath, right, and on the high holidays.
On the
So this
Sabbath.
is a high holiday.
Yes, that's
So no
correct. It's a high
electricity.
Right, no electricity.
All right, all right.
They can't turn on electricity.
All right, I
So
understand.
how do you say Happy New Year? Without anything, you just go Happy New Year and light a goddamn candle?
Do you guess when
Yeah.
the ball drops?
Yeah, how do you watch Dick Clark if you
Yeah.
don't have you can't turn the TV on?
Oy vey,
No, they-
it's
but they-
doing
I bet you Dick Clark does it every year, but no one knows because they're not allowed to
Yeah.
turn on their TV.
Can't watch TV.
Hey, so all right, we established that, but in this movie Religulous, in Jerusalem, they visited this guy. His whole job is to come up with inventions that doesn't go against their religion, but they could use electronics.
Oh, wow.
Have you heard of this?
No, I haven't heard of
You
this.
ever hear of this
No.
stuff? It's
Well, someone's got to call in because they could have
haven't heard.
They could have spent more time on this topic in the movie, but I mean, there's some people out there that might have knowledge on this, but they've learned how to use phones and all this stuff around the Sabbath, and it doesn't go against their religion. I don't
Is it not, what is it, battery power or is that electricity? That's electricity, right?
David's 5 minutes are up. Get the hell out. Thank you.
Okay.
David, take it easy.
By the
Goodbye,
way,
David.
you
Happy Rosh Hashanah.
Thank you.
we would have gave you a couple extra minutes, but you didn't even have the answer to the question we had for you. But someone out there will.
Is your family celebrate with the blowing of the shofar?
Oh, yes.
Yes, who will be blowing the shofar?
Oh, no one in the family will
Oh.
go so far. They go to the synagogue and the
Oh,
rabbi
so at the
will blow
synagogue, the
shofar.
rabbi does that. Don't they
Yes.
do that at homes? In homes, no.
Not in our home. No, the rabbi does it.
Okay,
Did you ever
the
try
rabbi.
to fool them by wearing a shofar hat?
Yes.
You get blown?
Shofar hat.
Look at him laughing.
It's funny.
A shofar hat. I get it.
When are we going to go to lunch?
Why would you go to lunch with him?
Are you buying?
Save your receipt.
Yeah.
No, thank you, David.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you, David. And again, happy New Year. Happy
New
Rosh
Year,
Hashanah.
David.
Thank you very much.
New Year. Say hi to
Yes.
everybody for
I
us.
certainly will.
What
Get
year is
down.
it, by the way, in the Jewish calendar, if I may?
That's a good question. It's like in the 57 something,
No,
57,
that's not
50,
specific.
whatever.
4892.
It's not 48, 92. It's already in 57.
4892. Look it up.
It's the year 5,700 and something?
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
from the Old Testament.
And for
Wow.
yes, it is.
The New Testament's based simply on Christ A.D.
That's all that matters.
Anno
That's all that
Domini,
matters.
right?
Doesn't matter before that.
The year of our
So the
Lord.
Earth started 5,700 years ago?
According to the Jews, that's correct.
Before Jesus.
There was no Earth before that? Oh, we're
Of
all.
course there was.
Oh, we're all dying with no afterlife.
Let me ask you a question. If the Earth, why would the
Oh
Earth?
my God, we're all dead,
Earth
and
just
there's
be
nothing.
here.
Why would it just start then? Like we're not even in the middle of the Milky Way. We're in the
Yeah.
fucking outskirts of the shitty Milky Way, surrounding a mediocre star.
We haven't even unwrapped the Milky Way yet. We have not. Because it's a candy bar.
How
I didn't mean that.
how could it be that science has kind of really proven that the Earth has been around for billions of years? Not in its current form exactly, but it has been. It's kind of slowly turned into what we have now. How is that explained that it's only 5,700
Well,
years?
it's not necessarily the Earth, is that? It's just like the year for the Jewish religion of the year, like when the Jewish religion first started, like when they started keeping track for the Jewish religion.
So it's possible that
started keeping
there
track
was
of
some
receipts.
primitive man walking around 10,000 years ago, 20,000 years ago, with
30,000 years
spears
ago.
and stuff, and 30,000 years ago, 40,000 years ago. Just
Keep going. 1,212,475 years ago. Just do that until 11 o'clock.
Just keep going. All right, we're out of here. So you buy that?
I do.
Oh, okay. You do, but the religion itself thinks that 5,700 and some odd years, that's pretty much it.
That's what they believe, yes.
Puffed out of nothingness and...
Correct.
How do they explain quasars and
There you were.
pulsars?
Quasars and pulsars.
Fuck that. How about dinosaur fossils?
But
Let's
that,
just go with that.
That they can say we were here for the same time. But like, why would God all of a sudden create it and then throw all this weird shit in space? Why wouldn't it just be us floating around with a giant light over us?
Right.
And cutting the malarkey, bub.
Yeah, what's with all the other planets?
Yeah.
And what religion do they believe in?
Yeah.
Why
with
so many
Jupiter?
other planets?
There are a lot.
Why does
other
Jupiter turn
suns?
quickly?
What is that? Why is Jupiter so big?
And turns 10 hours a day. Jupiter's 10 hours a day.
Why does Saturn have rings?
That's a good question.
Yes. What's the moon do besides float around looking all dented? The moon's a prick.
Gotta learn how to take it.
The moon's a faggot. Fucking just follows our big earth cock around with his mouth open.
The moon's got to learn how to keep his hands up.
The moon does nothing but open its asshole for
Yeah.
space rocks.
How about you block a few punches, Moon?
I know.
Jesus.
Defend yourself.
Defend yourself.
It's a wreck, that place.
You're like a woman with a bad childhood.
Kind of like Chuck Liddell. You got to get that arm up, that left arm up. To protect a few of these
moon
punches.
is defenseless.
The moon, or as is also known, Vicky LaMotta.
No kidding, man.
Fucking moon stinks.
It really does.
Just so the earth likes it, it takes all the punches and rocks.
All right.
I like to fuck the moon right in the mouth. Big smiley face. Making a big frown.
The moon. The meteorites. You can see them coming from miles and miles away.
Yeah,
How about you get ready for one of them?
Yeah, or you duck. You
Right.
fucking get nothing but space, faggot.
Right.
Move.
Move your moon face out of
Moon
the way. Stupid moon.
Hope the moon has AIDS. Fucking shrinks up to even a smaller, worthless ball of rock.
Moon is the punching bag of the universe.
It really is. Should put a curly wig on it and fucking Brady Bunch music.
Right.
Right back to that, Jimbo.
Should give it a Pete Rose haircut. All right. Where are we? Oh, we're going to learn about the turning the lights on and off in Brooklyn during the... What? The get cups to turn? Okay, let's say hi to Charlie in New York. Charlie, so this is the question. Religulous, they could have got into it a little more, but during the Sabbath, the Jews aren't allowed to use, like, electronics and modern-day stuff. But there's a guy, his whole job, he's got a company somewhere in Jerusalem where they sell products that they could use that doesn't go against their religion, like electric wheelchairs and such, Anthony.
Well, yeah, electric wheelchair is probably pretty important.
But they're not electric. They got some kind of like hydrogen fucking canister thing.
Are you kidding me?
No, it was
like.
It was a good part of the movie.
What about lights in the house? Jewish guy
we got
left.
Charlie.
What about lights in the house? Like, is it just dark?
Got to use candles.
Candles. Okay.
What about TV?
No TV.
What about life-saving stuff like the fucking iron lung?
Ah, what about an iron lung?
Charlie.
That would be.
Or dialysis.
Charlie.
Yes, Opie.
We're waiting for your answer.
Yes.
Okay, I'm a retired police officer from Brooklyn, and in the 6-6 precinct, what we would call the influential Jews used to get the cops to come to the house to turn the lights on and off.
So if the light is on, then it has to stay on?
I believe so. I'm
Brilliant.
And then if it's off.
So you pay a cop a few bucks.
I don't know if they pay anybody to do anything.
That's silly.
Yeah, because you're also using it.
Is God going to go like, oh, you flipped the light switch, you're out?
But no, the police did it. It's okay.
Oh,
God.
okay. You tricked me. Oh, you.
Dog shit.
All right, let's go to
People
Cody
believe in
Indiana.
some wacky stuff.
It's nonsense.
Cody.
Yes.
Cody.
Hey, I got two things real quick. First of all, I understand the nothing. I've seen the never-ending story, Jim.
I don't know. What is the never-ending story?
It's a book by Michael Enda. It's a fantasy world. Everything's being destroyed because kids aren't reading books. They have no memory of things. So in the story, it's living in real time, so nothing exists where the kids' memories are, because there's no fucking memory of anything.
Oh, I actually did not see that or read it.
Oh, all right. Great. Well, get to work.
I like getting my knowledge from movies, too, though.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, sir.
He just fell apart with this call.
Oh, yeah, here we
He's
go.
like, all right,
Joe from Texas.
I think he was shitting on me, thinking I stole the idea from that story, which I really did not.
Oh, no. Joe from Texas.
How do you do, Joe?
We got Mars, Neptune, Mercury, Venus. What's it out?
They rotate pretty good. Yeah. What's all the planets we got?
What's some of those other planets we got?
Uranus, Mercury, Pluto, Venus, Earth,
Jupiter,
Saturn,
Mars.
Kuiper Belt. What did he say?
Kuiper Belt.
Very
The asteroids is between, I believe, Venus and Saturn. Can you make a living?
Let's see. See, now I'm learning like Joe and Yonkers.
Comet Kohute.
Oh, my God.
Supernova. Halley Comet. Comet Hale-Bopp.
Joe Yonkers, how are you, sir?
Hey, guys, what's going on?
Good evening.
Hello, sir.
Around here, right? I work in the hospital.
Yeah, sure.
And, they let
I got a radio show.
Yeah.
Big deal. I
let
tell
the,
jokes.
Elevators run and stop on every floor on the Jewish holiday, so the Jewish people don't have to press buttons.
Oh, right. So it stops on every single floor.
Yep.
Imagine what
Fucking
a
irritating.
pain in the ass that is.
Oh, it's so annoying.
Well, they're all doctors. You need the Jews there.
That's
Hospital
true.
without Jews. It's like a
Oh.
library without books.
God's not paying attention to that stuff.
The elevator. I saw you. You pushed 5.
Right.
You're going to hell or whatever, wherever you go.
Yeah, what do Jews do, sir, on like, if they're doctors and they need electricity, what do they do?
I don't know.
Okay, good. Thank you for half the help.
All right, thank you, sir. Let's go to Dana,
One insight there.
who has a question about the cops turning on the lights. Dana.
Yeah. Good morning, boys. Happy
Welcome.
birthday, Jimmy. Hey, I'm going to call that first cop out. How are they going to call the cops to turn the lights on and off if they can't use a fucking phone? Are they going to blow a rape whistle or something?
Well, maybe there was a prearranged thing.
Yeah, maybe they make a deal ahead of time, saying, "Hey, the Sabbath is coming."
Right.
Those Jews are sneaky.
Oh, boy.
Jesus.
All right, boys, touch it out.
Let's say hi to Colin in Florida. Colin.
Florida. Sunshine State.
Don't invite me, I get angry.
Very funny.
Colin.
No, bro. Hey, that's actually the reason answering machines were invented, so they didn't have to answer the phone on their Sabbath.
Well, the phone they showed in the movie had some like pencil in it or something. They took the pencil out, and then all of a sudden it was connected to I guess your loved ones. Like I
Wow.
Maybe I fell asleep.
I don't get it.
Yeah, no one's answering my question today.
What's the question?
Basically, there's companies out there that get around this whole using of electricity, so their lives don't suffer as much as they probably suffered,
many years ago. Sure.
So they keep God happy, but they also get to continue doing some stuff with the electricity.
Yeah.
But no one has the answer to this riddle.
Oh God.
Answer. Let's go to Adam in Jersey. Adam.
Hi, how you doing?
All right.
Yeah, the Jews in Brooklyn, the Hasidic Jews. I'm a member of PETA, and what they do is, on the PETA website, you can check this out. There's a thing called kaporos, and what they do is they take a live chicken, wave it over their head, and allegedly the chicken takes on the sins, and then they slaughter the chicken.
Stop.
Yep.
That sounds very old, or a sect that isn't very popular.
Right.
No, it's the Hasidic. They truck in like 50,000 chickens.
I used to live in Brooklyn, and I never remember seeing that.
I'm telling you, PETA sends out the thing. They just sent it out.
All right. Well,
I saw a bunch of idiots trying to cross Ocean Parkway very friggin' hazardously.
To get to the other side.
Yes. Why did the Jew?
Charlie's back. He says Jews walk to precinct to get cops to turn lights on. And then we got this. Mike on Long Island. Mike?
Hey, guys, what's going on?
All our names are coming
I
in
install
today.
home automation systems, and the Jews pay us to automate all of their stuff so that they don't have to touch anything.
Oh, like timers and stuff?
Yeah, timers, astronomical clocks, all that kind of crazy shit.
Astronomical clocks. Ooh,
So-
that sounds scary.
But isn't that going against God? There was a reason why he didn't want you using these modern day luxuries. And now you're getting
outsmarted.
But you're outsmarting God.
Yeah.
Isn't God going to get you in the end and go, look, there was a reason why I did this, and you're breaking the rules still?
Yeah, like they're going to say to God, but the officer turned it off, and he's going to go, hey, cunt, I'm God. This is not a small claims court where you
Yeah.
fucking eke out on a technicality.
A loophole. You found a loophole with God?
I said no lights. You had lights. You're fucking going to hell.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Wow, Justin makes Justin makes a very good point. We're trying to get to the bottom of this this question, and Justin, what do you have?
Hey, fellas, happy birthday, Jimmy.
Thank you.
How do y'all expect some Jew to call that's listening to the radio right now, pick up the phone and call and tell you the answer?
Yeah.
Why don't you ask tomorrow?
Yeah, they're not really allowed to be listening to radio today, so this is the wrong day to ask this. Very good. Rachel, what's up?
Good evening.
Hello. I work for Jews, and what they do is
We all do on some level.
they put it on top.
What do you think, you're alone?
Please. I'm doing stand-up for 18 years. Do you think club owners are all Irish?
Right.
I'm kidding. Saving up to be Jewish.
Yeah, she said it like, I work for a Somalian.
Even Barnes found it funny.
I know.
She said it like, I work for a Somalian.
You act like... Oh, God. Sorry.
I'm sorry. They set all their lights on timers, like that other guy said, but they also do the ovens. They set their ovens on before the Sabbath, real low, so they can use them all weekend or during that time, so they don't have to turn them on so they can have hot food.
Oh,
so they
fucking
keep
annoying.
TVs on.
But they stop. Just say, look, that's kind of nonsense. We're going to keep the shit on.
Yeah.
We're better language than that.
Yeah, maybe.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Let's go to... I'm Jewish. Let's go to Mark. Mark?
Yes, hi.
Hi.
Hello?
You're here, Mark. We're on.
What's up, Mark?
Sorry, guys. A couple things. One, I'm Jewish, so I know a lot about this stuff.
Boo!
No, I don't have a radio show, but Colin Powell, who's not Jewish, was what's called a Shabbos Goy, meaning he's someone who's not Jewish who'd come in on the Sabbath, prearranged, and would turn things on. And you can't say to him, hey, turn on the light or turn on the oven, say, oh, it's kind of dark in here, isn't it? And they turn the light on, and that's old timers kind of do that. Still, some people do it. But
Isn't that weird? Because because I'm listening to your story, but I'm thinking of Travis's house, where a Jewish guy came in and turned something on Travis's mom.
That's right. Actually, what happened was, here's how they met.
Oh.
She went to his house because he had prearranged that she would get a deep dicking while her son was at college.
Yeah, perhaps that was it. She was the one that came over to flip on the switches.
That's right. And she goes, "Oh my goodness, there's a fire plug here," and she sat on it. And he said, "No, that's my cock." And she said, "Well, I'm going to call it the womb wrecker." And she wrote a Colonel Kurtz-like fucking letter. "Goodbye to the family, goodbye to everything. I got a Jew cock and I'm never coming home."
Old Testament singer.
He knocked that Goyam's he knocked her hat off. He fucked her so deep and so hard her hat fell off. And it was one of those fucking hats that Amelia Earhart wore that was really on there.
Snug fit.
Oh yeah, she had a fucking leather flying hat on, and he fucked it off. That man fucked a leather flying hat off. Travis's mother.
Did Travis's mom get fucked good?
Oh, she got fucked well.
Damn. Travis?
Comment?
Yeah, he's thumbs up in it.
He hasn't heard from his mom in many years.
That's why he clings with so much love to that fucking dog of
I
his.
know. Yeah.
It's just misplaced fucking affection that he's missing from mother.
I hope a Jewish man runs it over by accident.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, like fucking Crown Heights.
Gets out, "I'm sorry."
Let's go to Matt. Matt, you're on the Opie and Anthony show. What do you got?
Hey, what's up, boys?
Hey.
Hey, what if you're a Jew and it's Rosh Hashanah and you have a heart attack and they got to use those electric paddles on you?
Yeah, then you're blowing off your religion real quick.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think you have to.
Cardiologist.
No,
I'm not going to help this Christian boy. It's Rosh Hashanah. Can't use the paddles.
My moment is past. My moment passed. I don't have my joke anymore.
It was a good one.
He
too.
took up time. No, it was just, better than a throwaway, but not as good as a real zinger.
Well, what you should say it then if it doesn't matter now because we know the moment passed. It won't count as a bomb.
Okay.
It won't count as a bomb. If it bombs, it won't count.
You can't even keep a straight face.
Honestly, I'm not even kidding.
I'm not kidding either.
The guy stepped on you.
it.
The guy stepped on you, so it's like understandable.
Jimmy's right. It's in the Opie and
I
Anthony
totally
handbook.
forgot it already. I really did.
All right.
It just slipped right out of my head.
It's in the handbook, though. Jimmy
Sorry.
was right about that one.
Like I would say it.
We got a Jewish doctor, Derek, Long Island.
Hey guys, how you doing? I went to school with a lot of Orthodox Jews, and you get special dispensation if you're doing things like saving lives, etc. So you're actually allowed to do that.
Oh, special dispensation.
Yeah, punching out.
And who decides that?
Well, I don't know. Probably the rabbi or something like that.
Whoever the Pope of Jews are. Who's the Pope of the Jews?
Well, what if the rabbi decided that he decided wrong, and now this rabbi
Everybody's got to pay.
Now this rabbi fucked up your eternity.
See, that's why the Pope is infallible. He says things. If he makes up a rule and then the Catholics follow it, like they still go to heaven because, the Pope's infallible. But I don't know if the Jewish Pope, whatever that is, makes up rules. I don't know if they have the same thing where God will just go, look, the Pope said that.
Yeah.
I guess, he's infallible. I don't know. It's an odd thing.
I work for the sanitation department. All right, well, we got to go back to Brooklyn. It's a hotbed of Jewish activity.
It really is. Yes, it is.
Joe, how are you, Joe?
How do you do, Joe?
Why the delay in the phones today, man? Something's up.
How you doing, boys?
Hey.
How you doing? Now I'm commenting about one of the callers who called about the chickens, killing the chickens and stuff. I work for the sanitation department right there in Borough Park, and they actually have a truck that goes around and to all the synagogues and all the designated areas to pick up all the chicken guts and crap. Real nasty stuff, man.
That is fucked up.
So they are doing stuff with chickens.
Savages, fucking killing animals. Why don't people just stop?
All right.
My whole statement on that.
Why don't people just stop?
My childlike observation, I ran out of steam immediately. Fuck the animals. I eat chicken all the time. You want to slaughter it? Go ahead. Fuck it for all I care.
That is an animal holocaust going on with chickens. Yeah. We've talked about that, believe me, and had some very entertaining animations done about it.
The chicken slaughterhouse, one of my favorites. Eric, D.C., how are you?
Hey,
Eric.
the rule is that if it's a matter of your life or your health, you don't have to follow the other rules.
Why? If it's a rule, it should be good.
Your life or your
because
health?
They don't want you, if you're starving to death, you can have a pork sandwich. They're not going to get on your case about
for eating like swine.
But
I
you
just
decide-
don't dig on swine.
But you decide that, then God goes, you know what? I looked at I looked at all the paperwork, and you really weren't starving.
Well, then when Yom Kippur rolls around, the thing you're atoning for is anything you did to violate your promise to God.
So why not just flick the lights on, have a ball, then Yom Kippur comes along, you're all right, you got me, sorry.
That's why they're Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah Jews, because that's what they do.
Okay.
Oh, so you're rock and rolling. You're rock and rolling all the way to Yom Kippur.
Yep.
And then it's a make good.
Yep.
I love it.
Good.
We're learning about the Jews today.
Yeah.
A make good.
Thank you.
Who could think there'd be make goods?
I know, it's like confession.
Yeah. Confessions are make goods.
They sure are.
You can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want and then get in that little phone booth and then and it's a make good.
You tell the man who may or may not have diddled a child's penis, and then you have your act of contrition, and then you go home and do it all over again.
Sure.
Now we learn about the special toilet, or what we like to say, the turlet.
Ooh.
Mike in Boston.
It's the mouth of a lucky boy.
Mike in Boston listening on BCN. See, I say that every morning knowing everyone's listening on XM.
Good morning. How you guys
show
doing?
a little bit. What's up, Mike in Boston? How are you?
Good. I'm a civil engineer with a firm just outside of Boston.
Yeah,
We
sure
did
you
a
are.
Jewish elderly housing project, and we came up with the design, the cost, and then they said, oh, by the way, he said, we can't use an electricity Friday and Saturday, and we had to go back to the drawing board, increase the tanks and the pumps. When they got the extra cost for the increased size capacity of the tank, the guy, the head of the association says, well, you know, maybe if we couldn't hear it running, it'd be okay, so we don't have to spend the extra $30,000. So as long as they couldn't hear it running, it's all right to use electricity so their toilets don't back up in their living rooms.
Oh, boy.
The second they want to spend extra money on it, it's an issue.
Oh, boy. The spaceman's going to be really mad at that one. That's not good.
No.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Boss of Jews is Grand Revi. How
Yeah.
did Jews know about electricity so long ago? I'm an Orthodox Jew. Here we go. Steve in New York. Steve?
Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Thank you very much, Steve. It's appreciated.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment, add on to what Eric said the other before from D.C. is the number one law is that life and health supersedes the other laws. Nobody's looking for anybody to, kill over and pass out to follow the rules. So that's the number one rule.
Oh, okay. So that like supersedes all other rules.
Yeah, and as far as who makes that judgment call, I mean, you got to make some personal decisions in life. And, we do have traditions and we do have our rabbis, and you don't run to the rabbi and say, I'm starving to death. That really doesn't happen much in the 21st century.
No. What if you screw up though? Make the wrong decision.
If you screw up, you feel bad about it, and you try to move on and do the right thing.
Is there a holiday or some kind of thing where you can atone for that?
Yeah, well, Yom Kippur is a day of atonement, but it doesn't work like you say, I'm going to screw up and I'm going to go get it fixed afterwards. You really need to have the right intentions, and if you happen to screw up, then you try to fix it afterwards.
Okay.
You can't just walk into it and say, I'm going to the confession booth and I'm going to go get a ham sandwich and go fix it afterwards.
That's what Catholics can do.
You know, in the end, we all end up in hell because no one's going to have a perfect scorecard.
No.
We're all going to, think we're doing the right thing. It turns out we weren't
You're
doing
right.
the right thing.
And if you don't need a perfect scorecard to get in, then why try to get the perfect scorecard?
Right.
And if you make one mistake and you're out, then oops, right, no one's getting in.
No one's getting in. And my problem with my Catholicism, when they changed the rules, right? The Vatican,
Yeah.
the Pope changes the rules. And, you get scared with this health thing burning forever and ever. But I think if you burn forever and ever, it just becomes what it is, and you deal with it.
You're just like, ow.
How much screaming can you get done? You're like, all right, this is my eternity.
You tell the new guy, like, the first fucking 3,000 years really sucks.
Right.
Like, it really stings.
Right.
But then,
And then it's
it kind of gets a little easier.
Like anything else.
Yeah.
Then it's not so bad.
Like, look at me. I'm bubbling away here. I'm boiling.
But what about all the people in hell, doing some serious tough times, and then the Pope or whoever, changes the rules, and now you don't go to hell for this anymore?
Do you have to stay in because the law was the law like that, or do you get to go to heaven for a rule that you broke
Or does someone-
that the Pope all of a sudden says isn't a bad thing anymore?
Or does someone post your bail and you're out?
Yeah. And are there levels of hell, like for a mass murderer, child molester, killer guy?
Mm-hmm.
Is he in the same agony and pain in hell as somebody who ate, meat on Friday or something?
Right.
Yeah, do you think the guys complain, like, if you're next to a kid fucker, and all of a sudden you're like, but I had ham.
Yeah. Well,
could I get somebody in here? I got to talk to somebody.
Yeah, can I be represented? And, of course, everyone there is a lawyer because that's the joke. They're all lawyers in hell.
Oh, here we go.
Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo.
B-double-O.
Let's go to Jeff in Arizona. Jeff.
Yeah, my girlfriend, she's Jewish, and she always, Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey.
Oh, no.
Baba Booey, Baba Booey.
Wait, is he doing this for real?
I think he is. Because we thought it was a joke at first. It would be a funny joke.
Oh, my God.
I'll wait it out.
Me too.
I got a smoothie in front of me.
Baba Booey, 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 Baba Boo, 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 Baba Booey, 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 Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey, 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 Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey, 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 Baba Booey, 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 Baba Booey.
He hung up.
Oh. Was that all you had?
What's the matter, faggot? You run out of breath? Call back and do it some more.
Yeah. You had the ears of everybody there.
Yeah.
You had the radio station. It was all yours, and that's all you could do.
My favorite part is when they eventually have to realize we're not going to cut you off.
Yeah. Oh, no.
We're really not.
Can we take a break then?
I have to piss.
Yeah, I got pee too.
Yeah. Okay. We go pee-pee. We'll be ready to pee.
We're still confused by the Baba Booey call. Maybe that guy could call back and say, like, he was for real or kidding, because we honestly don't know. And the sad part about this, that if it was real, the last time we were at Sirius, we probably talked to Gary for 10, 15 minutes in.
Yeah, we're all one big happy family now. See how that works?
Out with our old boss Jeremy, and Gary came in to say hi, and we were like kind of catching up on things. So.
Yeah, talking about all kinds of shit.
I have no idea if that was real or not.
The Baba Booey thing is so
good for you. If it was
silly to do. It's like, oh God, dude, what are you doing? Like, it was funny when he first did it because he was telling part of the story. And then he breaks into it, and you're just kind of like, oh, dude, you're not really doing this, are you?
I guess he is.
Unless he just was in a DeLorean. And it was, 1988, let's say, or 85. It perhaps could have just been, right.
Oh,
it could have just been 85.
Yeah.
And he had set it back to go, to the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. What was that, November 10th, 1955? I believe he went back to November 10th, 1955. And instead... something happens. Lightning struck the DeLorean, and he went to today, 2008.
Dear God, prove that you are real and have the Baba Booey guy call back, please.
And he thought
Please,
it would
God.
be funny because then the DeLorean
Please,
radio
God.
came on, and he was listening to Opie and Anthony.
Oh, please.
And he goes, let me call these guys and do the Baba Booey because it's 1985. So he did it. And it didn't work because, it's really 2008. So hopefully he went back to 85 and he's all well and fine now.
On a roll of the dice.
Yeah,
Who
sing
sang
it,
this
Huey.
song? Oh, Huey?
This is Huey Lewis.
Huey Lewis fucking sucks.
I love Huey. How do you not like Huey Lewis?
He fucking
Dude,
sucks.
I sometimes just put Huey Lewis and blast it through my house.
I know he was a good guest, too.
I know. No, I do.
I heard he has a huge cock. His music is
Be back in
fucking
time.
It's unlistenable. That's better than his.
Oh, here I go now. What's wrong with you, Jimmy?
Do we have our Toodly Doo CD today?
Toodly doodly doo.
Toodly
doodly tweedly doo.
Hey, Jeff in Arizona. This is the Baba Booey guy, Jeff. No, Jeff. We get that part. Were you real or fucking with us?
You know what it is? I absolutely love your damn show.
Okay.
I called in the very first show you guys had, and I Baba Booey'd you. and I did it like 3 times since. You know, I just get a kick out of it. I love you guys to death, little Jimmy.
Thank you.
I fantasize about having mad, passionate sex with you.
Oh, thank you.
Stand in line.
Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey.
There he goes.
Just don't do that until I come. That will ruin my heart on.
This could be the start of something. Now, Jeff, in Jeff's world, he's the Baba Booey guy for our radio show.
Yeah.
I want to hear from other people out there what is their thing that we have no idea about?
That he's the guy.
Like Jeff, in his world, he's like, yeah, you know the Baba Booey guy from O&A? That's me.
It's me. So what else do we got?
What else?
What other budding stars are out there?
Out there that we have no idea about.
Like, I'm the ransom guy from the Ramsey household. Let's get that cut up on.
I'm the garage guy.
I'm the Johnny Ola character from the Ramsey crime.
Hey, the answer to the question, by the way, with 1 day, 2 days left, whatever it is, we're still working on it, Popeye.
Oh.
That's the answer.
Yes, you bet we are.
Hey, which Toodly Doo do you want today, Anthony?
Toodly doodly doo.
Toodly Doo. Well,
Surprise me. I love hearing a good song remade with nothing but a fucking toodly doo
in honor of
pan flute.
In honor of our God discussions today.
Yes.
Why don't we do this one?
This
is our Toodly Doo song of the day.
How funny it was, because Ant was so mean to Gray. It was because Ant's not a mean guy.
No,
And the minute he was playing this song, and I kind of liked it, and then they obnoxious belch.
I just belched. And
he was just awful.
I never do that.
It was really funny. It was just how fucking belligerent he was being to Grey Wolf. Poor guy has no home.
I know.
And every time he'd play, he'd be like, "Oh Christ!"
It's like, oh, here he goes
sucks.
again.
It's
horrible.
People out there they're not even close to knowing the members of this show. The fact is, he is the most horrific one.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
On the air. And let it be known that I'm pointing to Anthony. Now, if you did a poll, most people would say me.
Yes.
Right. 9 out of 10 would say Opie's the biggest dick on the show.
You're right.
Fuck no. Not even close.
Yeah.
Well, it's close.
All right. You don't get carried away.
All right.
Fucking who are you?
You act
Mother
like you're
Teresa?
I'm not even in the stratosphere. Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
All right, well. Fuck.
But that was just so funny to hear Anthony such a dick to Grey Wolf. It was so unnecessary.
It was uncalled for completely.
Was as unprovoked an attack as I've ever seen.
It was terrible.
Well,
what I'm doing.
the bit has legs, sort of. Blue Healer from Kentucky. Well, I'm the instant feedback guy, second only to that cunt Stephen S.
Oof.
See, that's his claim to fame on this.
Someone hit him in the head.
Freddie from Mercury, you're on the phone. I've lost a lot of weight.
Here's the Toodly Doo song of the day.
Toodly doodly doo.
In honor of our God discussion.
Yes, please.
Nice so far.
Ah. I know what this is. Where's the toodly doo?
Maybe it's not. This is just nice.
Right. Stop it! Stop it!
Quiet.
Stop it!
I want an Asian finger in my rectum when I get this.
Above us, only. Oh, no words. That's right.
Toodly doodly.
A toodly toodly doo doo. A toodly doodly doo. A root toodly doo. A toot toot toot. A rootity toot. Oh, I got it now.
Toot, 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 toodly-doo. A toodle, toot, doodly-doo. You toot. Toot, toot, toodle-toot. Oh, harmonies. I'll do it.
All right. Solo.
Toot, toot, doodly, toot, toot, toot.
Stop whining.
Toot, toodly, toot, toot. Doodly-doo, doodly-doo.
That's my favorite part.
Toot, toodly-doo, dee-doo-doo. Ah, toodly, toodly-doo. Ah, toot. Don't you love the irony? You can say, I toodly-doo. But I'm not the only toodly-dooer. Not the only bomber. Toot, toot, toodly, toodly-doo, tooty, toot, toodly-doodly-doo. And there you have it, the Toodly Toot song of the day.
I love the toodly doo.
We're going to have to find more discs because I like that bit.
I just love the homeless guy playing Imagine.
Yeah.
Imagine no possessions.
Yes.
Imagine no
Bet you
soap.
can.
Imagine being bludgeoned by teenagers. Imagine shitting outdoors in the cold.
Imagine rock hard shit in my undies. It's easy if you're an intern.
Imagine your brain splattered all over the last thing you signed. I guess you didn't, or you wouldn't have signed it. You'd have kept going.
Let's say hi to Dave in Massachusetts.
Imagine no hat, because it got shot off.
Imagine your friend is a pudding head. He's got hat with gutters. Still makes Anthony laugh. Toodly doo.
Imagine your friend's wig has tapioca in it. A bowl cut.
Dave in Massachusetts. Hey, Dave.
Yeah, you know Opie's nicer to the homeless by the treat yourself cake stomping incident. Linger longer.
What can I say about that?
It's true, you did.
Blah, 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 blah.
You did.
Toodly toot, 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 toot.
Holy mackerel, what's that noise?
What happened?
Just,
It was.
I hear that noise when I come in my own head. That's the sound I hear.
When you come in your own head?
Yes, I do. I drill a Ted Kennedy hole and arc a load into it.
I sent it on Wednesday, and then I resent it on Friday.
You resent it.
What'd you resend on Friday?
Hope it's a stool sample.
Hey, my bad, guys. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Hey, look, I'm the jerk off that's been calling WFAN, ESPN Radio, calling up these guys on here and telling them I want to slap their butt cheeks. I'm not sure if you guys seen that crap on YouTube. Yeah,
Oh,
but
that's you?
That's you. Claim to fame.
That's me.
Why have you been doing that?
Get that audio. I want to see how it sounds.
What's that?
Now we're going to go find
We're going to find that. Thank you.
And
sir.
if you would be a dear, if you call one of these shows, if you would plug Down and Dirty with Jim Norton, it would be very appreciated.
Oh, well.
Not a problem, Jim.
Thank you.
Hey, Jimmy, I want to slap your butt cheeks.
Thank you.
Oh.
I would like some guerrilla advertising. If the fans would help me, it would be very appreciated.
Literally. Get a gorilla.
Yeah.
And run around
With a sign on him.
Yes. Love that. And people could just punch it.
Oh, and he's just ripping people apart like
Yeah.
gorillas do.
Oh.
They get all angry.
What a bad advertisement that is. He
Oh.
bit my face and then shit on me. He climbed a building.
Bit my genitals off.
Yeah.
They tend to like doing that.
Yeah, he ripped my testicles off.
Where was I supposed to go? What was that plug that it was written on his sandwich board? A sandwich board on a gorilla.
You're trying to read the plug, and all of a sudden he just pounces on you and fucking plucks your eyes out, so you can't watch it anyway.
Shits in the holes that are left in your head. Oh, gorillas are horrid.
Let's say hi to Todd in Grand Rapids,
They're rough
Michigan.
and tumble.
What's up, Grand
Hey there,
Rapids?
Ted.
Morning, boys. I want to be the guy who's the first to call Aunt a toodly douche.
A toodly douche. A toodly douche.
Let's go to John in California. John?
Yes. I haven't said Frunkus in 2 years.
No, it's been a while.
Frunkus!
Wow, people are going to think it's a best of.
John, California?
No, they're not.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Saying that word.
I just want to say I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, and I was looking at my little XM receiver when I got in my car, and it said toodly-doo. I was like, oh, all right. Turned on the radio, and got to say, Anthony, you brightened my day, and now I'm ready to go to work.
Oh, well, that's great. I'm glad I could
All
help
right,
brighten your
function
day.
out, guys. Love you guys.
I hope he toodly doos into a fucking abutment.
So do I.
On his way to work.
He should say turtly do because he's shit.
Stephen S. from Bayshore. He has sent this line in 100 times. He loves this line. He just wants us to say this. It is a good line, by the way.
Oh, Jesus.
I'd like to plug Jill Nicolini's new HBO show, Brown and Squirty.
Oh. Jeepers.
Because, you know, I feel bad. Stephen S. from Bayshore. It's Down and Dirty with Jim Norton, HBO, this Friday night at midnight. Or is it Saturday night at midnight?
It's Friday right after Bill Maher's show.
Friday.
Florentine's on this episode. A couple of the comedians and Artie Lang. It's a really good episode.
But those are Howard guys. How does that make sense?
What are you doing, Jimmy?
That doesn't make
Well,
sense.
Florentine's not a Howard guy. Florentine's a fucking Jim Norton guy. Florentine got Jim Norton his first paid gig in comedy in 1990.
You guys were roomies.
Fuck yeah, man.
I remember recently I saw that Cribs.
What?
That from Jimmy's house with the mold on the
word,
walls.
yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, man. Fucking, that was my 30 years old. I finally moved out of my house.
Yeah, 30.
Let's say hi to Mike in California.
I was older than that, Jim.
Mikey?
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, this is Mike in California.
What's up, man?
I sent you guys some Apple help desk questions last night to the onaradio.com.
Yep.
Did you?
Is this actually you?
Yeah. Well, no, it's not me, but I've had those for years, and I thought they were hilarious, and I thought you guys would get a kick out of them.
That shit's hilarious.
So what, you, how'd you get these?
Just years and years ago, my friend built a computer for me and threw them on my hard drive, and they were just funny.
All right, how many we got today? Couple?
I sent you guys maybe like 6 or 7.
He sent a bunch, but this was one that was good.
One out of the bunch? All right, hold on.
One of them is good.
All right, hold on, Mike.
Okay.
I can do anything for you that a supervisor can do. I'm telling you that there's no one here who can help you.
Supervisor, please.
No, sir. You may not talk with the supervisor. I can give you the number for the Customer Assistance Center if you wish to file a complaint.
I do wish to file a complaint.
Okay. Their number is 1-800-776.
And I will file a complaint.
Okay, you're more than welcome to do that. I believe anyone you talk to will tell you that if you need help with software that Apple does not make, you have to call
Don't talk to me like some stupid idiot. I know what I'm talking about, and you don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, sir. Well,
and you should learn to be nice to people. You shouldn't be nasty. You should be cooperative.
I can't help you if I don't know how, sir.
Listen, don't talk to me that way. I'm a human being and I'm a person, and you don't have a right to talk condescending to me. And don't talk down to me. Who the hell do you think you are? I asked to speak to your supervisor. I don't have to tell you why I want to talk to your supervisor. Who the hell do you think you are? You got some nerve.
Well, I apologize if I upset you, sir.
That guy, I love how his anger just built.
The guy who's yelling is an ass, but I hate these fucking custom. Even though Apple, let me tell you something about fucking Apple, who I love. Always saying we don't support non-Apple things. Then don't like certain things. Then don't fucking promote them on your fucking website.
Oh shit!
Like
shit!
Like certain apps.
Yeah.
Don't sell them from my fucking iPhone if they're not ready.
What happened? What
just
app
like
did you get?
just like the AIM one that sucks. Or how about Mobile Me? Apple does certainly support that, but you can't get phone support for it. only online support.
Oh, shit.
How about this? Before you fucking sell something like MobileMe, Steve Jobs, how about you make sure it's fucking ready? How about that?
They want to get everything out there really quickly.
Yeah, sure. How about you make a battery that lasts longer than an hour and a half when I have the features that you allow running on it?
They've gotten so much better with that with video games, but it used to be they used to want to hit their launch date to the point where they would put games out that were broken. Fucking broken. And you'd wait for the patch. How many times you had to fucking wait
for the patch?
You buy the game, you'd start playing it, it would suck ass, freeze up, crash, fucking clip, whatever problem it had. And then it'd be like, oh yeah, we'll just fuck it. And they knew it. The guys at the game company were like, we'll just put it out and then we'll patch it later.
And you had to pay for the patches, didn't you?
No, it was usually just downloadable from their site, but it was a pain in the ass and everything. But just the fact that, what the fuck? Oh, yeah, I've been fascinated by this commercial, too.
Oh, okay.
It's the dog.
I know you're into
the dog and cat nail clipper commercial, and they're trying to sell you the one that, like, files his nails round instead of cuts them, and they show a cross-section of a cartoon little doggy nail.
Inside that doggy nail is a nerve ending.
It's the pulp. It's like the pulp of a tooth.
And you get to that, oh, boy, they're not going to be
And if you hit it, the quick, I think they call it.
Right.
And if they show, like, someone clipping the nail, and it cracks into that part, and you just know the dog's like, boo! They don't care.
But you
could kick a dog in the balls. It doesn't hurt him like it does a person after you lick them.
But most of us have no idea, so you just take whatever scissors and go, I'll
whatever.
take care of your nails, little
Fucking
dog.
hammer.
You're snipping right through nerves,
It was
basically.
that little fucking Dexter dog. I'd do it with a goddamn chainsaw. Cut his feet off.
I use a lawnmower. Put your paws into that shit, Dick. And I kick the cat like that guy who fucking is on trial.
Oh, the old cat kicker. That guy's in the news every fucking day, that trial. Like, it's the trial of the century, this thing. Who cares? Some guy kicked his chick's cat. Good.
Where's the media coverage of the fucking black that group that fucking attacked Christopher Newsom and cut his cock off? Where's the fucking faggot media's coverage of that?
Took his girlfriend, raped her for days before cutting her tits off and killing her.
Fucking left-wing pussies.
Yeah, where's that?
Where is it?
The news is full of the cat fucking kicking story.
Guilty white fruits.
You shouldn't kick animals.
Yeah, right,
I
Opie?
agree.
How'd you learn that?
Jesus.
Where's Chester? Where is my Chester?
Yo.
He went downstairs to say hello to Opie. Opie was eating dinner while he was watching his basketball game. And Chester went down and said, hi, I heard Chester scream a little. And he came up, and a few months later, he was dead. Opie, what happens to Chester? Chester's shit's a fribble now. It looks like a Friendly's fribble that Chester is shitting. Oh, 3 kicks make a dead dog.
Wasn't a couple months later. I mean...
What was wrong with the dog we had?
Kicking the liver.
It begged pretty good.
Liver cancer.
That fucking other dog. What was Tiffany? What was the other one? Tiff?
The little fucking pug nose thing.
Remember we would take turns bopping it on the nose under the table back in the day?
I would.
What was the name of that little thing?
I can't remember the fucking name.
Tiffy, right?
Was it Tiffy? Because that was Dawn's little Yorkie's name.
Oh.
Tiffy Toodles.
Toodly-doo.
Tiffany Toodly-doo. You know how you flick something that's on a table? Let's say there's a little crumb, and you kind of get the power up with your pointer finger by flicking it off of your thumb. It's very, that. We would do that to the dog under the table so fucking hard. I couldn't build up enough power in the finger to snap this dog in the nose.
This dog.
And it would go like, I'd be like, oh, Chester, I'm sorry, I stepped on his foot by accident. Oh, he'll be okay. And it happened 3 more times during dinner.
Dude, believe it or not, I love animals. That thing was a night.
Here it is.
Man.
Try to eat. Watch. Okay, you trying to eat? Holy shit! It would go on and on.
For the whole meal.
Chester's hungry.
For the whole meal.
Feed Chester poison.
It would climb on you. It wasn't Chester.
That was Chester too, wasn't it?
But the replacement dog was way worse. Way worse.
Stupid ass dog. Stupid ass everything. Could you put a garage door opener in my house during your vacation? Yeah. Okay. Sounds like a treat. I'll be out in a fucking Massachusetts cold.
Your ex-mother-in-law, like, God bless her, I liked her. But she had a 50 to 100-foot phone cord.
Oh, the phone cord was the reason you broke everything in her fucking house, too. Opie would talk on the phone swinging a virtual wrecking ball from his hand. This phone cord's wound up in, like, balls that were tangles, but the phone cord was long enough to go everywhere because it was, like, 60 feet long.
No joke. It was the longest phone cord I ever saw, and it's like, why don't you have a fucking,
a cordless.
A cordless.
Cordless.
And I like to wander around when I talk on the phone.
So he's talking, knocking Hummels over. They're breaking on the floor. You broke some, like, precious fucking thing. She had precious moments, and she didn't care. She loved Opie. Forget about it. Opie could do no fucking wrong.
Like, that's okay. I'll just glue the head back on.
I'll glue it back on. What happened to my Fabergé egg? I think Opie broke it.
The best is Smud from Whackbag. Great. Now I'm stuck in my car. Judy rules.
Judy.
She did rule.
Judy. Yeah, poor Judy passed. I've passed on to the afterlife. I've passed.
You liked her, though, right?
I'm with Annie Marg now. Fucking her and Annie Marg. I'd have to take them out, both out for brunch or some shit.
Annie Marg loved to, like, toss them back.
What's the bill? Let's see. All right, for the brunch, it was $17. And for the drinks, $241. What? We had a couple of cocktails. I had a mimosa. Annie Marg was drinking screwdrivers. And Jennifer was having the Bloody Marys. Yeah. Okay, how many did you each have? 15. Wow.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, those were the days.
By the way,
Annie Marg died.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all... They all
except the one you want to die.
I never said that. I would never make a statement such as that on the airway. It's almost over, Jim.
No, I'm saying in life. And I'm not saying,
exactly.
I'm saying it's always the people you don't want.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. You know, they say only the good die young.
Who says that, though?
Billy Joel.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Jim.
Only the good. Toodly doo. Toodly doo doo doo. Toodloo doodly doo doo doo. To do toodloo.
Is this a bonus toodly toot song of the day?
Doodly 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 doo. To doodly 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 doo. To doodly doo doo doodly doo. A doodly doo doo doo. Doodle doodle. A darling toodly doo doo doo. Toodly doo. All right, enough of the Billy Joel. Thank you. Toodly doodly doo.
Jim McSweeney says my argument of being a nice guy is falling apart.
Right before your very eyes.
I'm a nice guy argument is really falling apart this morning. I didn't claim to be a nice guy. I'm just saying Anthony, has been under the radar as far as that thing goes.
That's
for way
right.
Too long. Hey, here's that guy. He says he's famous for doing this on the fan, just to bring everyone up to speed.
Right about the route.
Jack on the cell phone. Jack, what's going on today?
Hey, Mike, I want to slap your butt cheeks.
Okay, I heard that from Jack on Saturday. Here is nicely produced Mike in Yonkers. Mike, what's going on today?
Hey, what's the slap my butt cheeks, Mikey?
People love the toodly Toodly-doo.
I love the toodly-doo songs.
One song a day, though, Ed.
You could just toodly. I'm sorry, I got a little overzealous with the Billy
song.
Joel. I just feel like toodly-doing. Toodly-doo.
It's amazing how addicting it is.
It's a toodly-doo.
Because that's the sound I hear in my head when my balls are being sucked. I hear like toodly doodly doo and doodly doodly doo.
I must acknowledge the fact that I did get the toodly-doodly-doo from Jim.
Doesn't matter.
He toodly-doos.
Now, you know what? I pulled it from space. We're all toodly doers deep down.
Yes. Toodly. I just adapted it to that stupid flute that fucking homeless Indian was playing.
Your balls are getting sucked. Your balls are getting sucked, and there's a finger being piped in that ear. Toodly doodly doo. Toodly doodly dee.
Jesus. Guys, we gotta do the George Brett thing from Friday. We let the folks down.
We did.
George Brett talking about shitting in his pants, but there was a mic open.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh.
This is really good.
Hear
actually.
this.
We just didn't have time on Friday. What were we doing on Friday? I thought we were just kind of calling it in.
Yeah, we phoned it in.
All right.
Then, to tell you how sick I was, then I'm standing up.
Wait. I think I might have got the tracks reversed.
Oh, Danny,
no, you
no.
did not. What?
Oh, my God. Danny is so fired.
Is Danny leaving the show?
Wow.
Let me look at him. Very interesting.
Oh,
no.
Right side, back to the right, gentlemen. Both hands, right side.
What's the setup on this, Danny? I need a little setup for the folks out there.
I'm not sure who was filming or why they were filming, but they were filming. I guess the Royals doing their spring training exercises before a game. And he was wearing a mic, and I guess he forgot it was on or didn't realize it was.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Didn't realize it was hot, and he's just telling one of the rookies about how he got sick one day.
Nice.
Right side, back to the right, gentlemen. Both hands, right side.
Pardon.
To the left side.
I shit my pants last night. I did. Went out and had a great meal, just a great fucking meal. I had to go to the bathroom so bad in the car. I'm going, Travel, hurry up, man. I got to shit. I had fucking shit in my pants.
And if you listen real closely at the beginning, the way that he remembers this whole "I shit my pants" story was because he farts and then turns to the guy. He goes, "Oh, I farted."
I shit my pants. He's got to be happy that this got out. That's hilarious.
He's really just, this is just some guy's story. Talking about fucking, I shit my pants. This is what guys talk about. Yeah, fuck, I had a good meal.
This is why women are not fun to hang out with. You chicks have never told a good "I shit my pants" story. Fucking whores.
How great is it when a little nugget pops out?
Oh,
fucking,
it's not.
What? There's nothing better.
A nugget. How about
Just a little. If you let a whole lot.
How about one of those big,
where it looks like someone broke a 20-ounce Yoo-hoo on a rug. That happened once.
I'm talking about a hard nugget that just popped out because of the force of the gas or something.
Here's the thing, though. It's always either a nugget because you were trying to sneak a fart out,
right?
Or you have such bad diarrhea that you can't hold it in, and that splatters. What about a nice tapered 1 foot long shit that you just decide to take in your pants? Fucking funny. Would it be to have to walk around with like a pound of shit in your pants?
When it happened to me, you don't actually decide.
No, it's just
it starts out as a fart, and you realize, and at that
That's
point,
just it.
You might as well.
All right.
Because you know you're throwing everything away anyway.
Shit your pants day.
Right.
We gotta have shit your pants day on the show.
What you're missing is the beauty of making the decision to do it. Like,
yes.
Well, the bathroom's open. Nah,
No.
I don't feel like getting up.
I'm just shitting.
I'd rather just shit my pants.
Without even thinking about it for 20 seconds, I have 4 stories that I remember.
Really?
Look, I don't want to be the only one, but I shit like a champ every day at 5:15.
Oh, 5:15.
I will hold it in and I will shit my pants, but I can't be the only one.
Here comes the old 5:15.
Right.
Poop.
And then we'll have some
boo boo.
No.
And then we'll have someone judge who did the best shitting in their pants.
The best shit in their pants. I don't know if I could shit myself.
You know what the worst is?
Jimmy, could you though?
Could you shit yourself?
Could I breathe?
No, would you though?
Yeah.
What do we wear?
The
Whatever you want.
tuxedo. Or a white tuxedo. That's what we ought
with
to do.
tails
Let's get
to get a
white-
brown streak on.
Listen, here's what we ought to do for the radio show.
Okay.
We should all wear white tuxedos and go out to a restaurant and shit our pants in the white tuxedos. The whole fucking radio show should go out and shit our pants in white tuxedos with top hats. Diuretically evacuate. What the fuck are they going to do about it? Throw us out?
You know how bad it would smell when the waiter came to the table and everyone's just got loads of shit
How
in their
about we don't
pants?
even get to the table? We all do it while we're waiting to be seated. This way they can't accuse us of anything. We all shit our white tuxedo pants.
Would you like to be seated now? Oh, my word. What is that smell?
They'd have to mop the floor and throw us all out, and we'd all be standing on the bus back to the city because you don't want to
Yeah.
sit.
Your table is ready if you would come this way. Oh, my. In white tuxedos.
Fuck, that's hilarious.
Hello. Yes, yeah, hi, table for 5, please. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I need a Oof. Yeah.
Derek, they're noticing you're on the board today.
Wow.
See, it's not a waste of time. That was a good pickup by Derek. All right, let's
course.
get back to George Brett. But I'll let a log out if someone else does.
Should I be honest right now? I'm not gonna shit, but the way I have gas, like this could, if I put like.
That was it. All right, Jimmy, that was a good one.
That could have been a problem,
right?
Yeah, I got the.
That sounded like it is a problem. You
No,
sure?
it's not. No, I never. My asshole's immaculate.
Well, that's good for you.
embarrassingly clean.
Well, that's good for you.
It's fucking hairless.
That's wonderful, Jimmy.
There's
Good
not
for
a
you.
person in this room that would want
that's
to tongue
wonderful.
out my brown eye.
That's wonderful. All right, here's George Brett. So the first part, you hear him like,
"Ooh, someone's calling."
Who's calling, Jimmy?
Uh-oh, someone's going to be called a cunt real quick, though.
Yes. Who?
Rich?
Get the fuck off the phone, you cunt asshole! What's that?
Rich Hornack, looking for Bob Meyer.
Oh, he is a cunt asshole then.
And he goes, "All right." Like after he heard you screaming. All
All right.
Wasn't happy.
All right.
Let's go to the George Brett thing.
Wasn't happy.
No, he
Oops.
wasn't.
Oops.
We got someone calling from Bethlehem.
Ooh. Is it the baby Jesus?
I would believe that's Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Actual Bethlehem. It's baby Jesus.
Everyone has a shit story. Fuck talking politics, right, everyone?
Yeah.
Let's talk shit.
They love their shit.
Here's George Brett. Listen for the fart.
Right side, back to the right, gentlemen, both hands, right side.
Farted.
Go left side.
I shit my pants last night. I did.
Farted.
Went out and had a great meal, just a great fucking meal. I had to go to the bathroom so bad in the car. I'm going, Travel, hurry up, man. I got to shit. I had fucking shit in my pants. I'm good twice a year for that. When was the last time you shit your pants? Yeah. Been a while? I was in Vegas a couple years ago. Just an honest-to-God true story. Staying at the Bellagio. I went over to the Mirage for dinner, met some friends of mine over there. Went to Kokomo's, a great little steakhouse. The guy brings out some fresh crab legs. These just came in, I got to give them to you guys. I'm eating them. Then we go play gamble a little bit. Then I had a tea time early in the morning. So I said, look, I got to get going. I'm walking back to the hotel. I get 3/4 of the way out of the lobby, and all of a sudden I go, oh, fuck. And I'm standing here like this. I got my butt pinched so fucking, I'm fucked. I can't move. All of a sudden, you know, felt all right. I went just like this. Water. I had some food poisoning from the crabs. Take off my leather jacket,
Hey, other side.
tied it around my waist, and I'm just standing there, and it's just running down my leg. I got jeans on, black bucks, no socks, and I just start fucking walking. Every time I'm walking, something's coming out. It's water. Straight fucking water.
It's a Hall of Fame player.
No
Telling
shit.
his shit story.
Can I tell you my...
It's a good one.
Wait, really fast before you move on, before we lose the moment. Yeah, that guy didn't want to hear the George Brett shitting his pants story.
Yeah, did you hear him? He's like, it's been a while.
But he forced the story on the guy. He really wanted to tell him about the time he shit his pants.
George Brett could not wait to tell this story, and like during the whole course of George telling the story to these players, they're like walking away from him, and like he's following them.
There's a video?
Let me tell you.
Telling.
Yeah, it was at the Bellagio.
Yeah,
having some crab legs.
Now I understand why he was carried on so much. That wasn't pine tar.
Yeah, no,
on the back. That was his own special.
Yeah, special gription.
Yeah. Can I tell you
Sorry,
that?
Jimmy,
No. That's okay. The best part of that whole thing was the way it literally went farted. Shit my pants. Can we hear the beginning again, because you've never heard a faster transition? You're right, Dan. He wanted to get into that shit. Anything would have segued. You got a Buick? Shit my pants last night.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
Right side. Back to the right, gentlemen. Both hands. Right side.
How fast?
Farted.
Go left side.
I shit my pants last night. I did. Went out and had a great meal. Just a great fucking meal. I had to go to the bathroom so bad.
Well, who asked him?
He probably didn't even fart. He just lied about it so he could seg into the story.
Wilmington Wow writes, no wonder George Brett had hemorrhoids.
George Brett shitting his fucking pants in the lobby. How helpless do you feel?
Oh my God, really? You're just like, hey, and then when people come up, hey, George Brett,
on the floor.
Oh man, I want to shake his hand, and he's.
There's another part of the story if you want to hear it.
Yeah,
shit running down his leg, of course.
Here we go.
God damn, I can't find it. What happened? I can't find the video.
Then, to tell you how sick I was, and then I'm standing outside and get on my cell phone and I call the guy. I said, Larry, you won't believe this. I'm standing outside the fucking Bellagio. I can't move. I got shit everywhere. I shit all over myself. And Larry's about a 48 waist. So he brings me over a pair of pants and some towels. And so he comes over and he meets me where I tell him where I'm standing. He finds the closest bathroom. When you go up the escalator, you go into the I can't get in the elevator.
Bet you are not. You lose. Baseball.
So he goes in, he finds the closest bathroom in the lobby of the hotel, and then I get in the escalator, and he kind of pretends like he dropped something so no one gets behind me, tells me where it is. I go in there, he goes and gets the towel all wet for me, throws it over the fucking stall. I take off all my fucking clothes, just wipe off, leave my shoes, left my shoes, my pants, everything right there, the towels right there in the stall, and I'm walking barefoot with my shirt and his pants that are 48 waist through the lobby like this. It's midnight. Got up in the morning, took the most perfect double tapered shit I've ever had in my life.
Double tapered.
True story.
True story.
Who's the pitchers in this game?
Back to business.
All I want to do.
I got to call Bravo Sierra. What was he doing? Some kind of prank? He just casually goes, who are the pitchers today at the end of that?
Dude, he's just telling a story.
No, you know what it was? He was telling a story, and like the guys that he was telling the story to, they just didn't care, or like they were embarrassed or whatever by it. So he was done with the story. They were so uninterested. He had just had no one to turn to, so he just turned to someone else and was like, "Oh, who's the pitchers?"
Yeah. That is fantastic. I like the fact that there's a fucking Hall of Famer, and you could have gotten his shitty shoes and pants and put them on eBay.
All I want to do is hang out with George Brett and listen to shit stories.
Shit stories from George Brett. He says it happens twice a year, so he's probably got a lot of them.
Dude, how old is he? 50? There's 100 shit stories. I would hear all of them twice.
Well, now that he's older, it's probably 3 or 4 times
probably more.
a year
Yeah.
at this point. So.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Because when you get older, you might
love his shit stories.
Your pants more.
Mm-hmm.
You can't find it?
Nah, it's been taken off of a few.
Why would it be?
Oh, really?
Sites. Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh my God, that is really good.
Farted.
Let's say hi to Bob in Pennsylvania. Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob.
Call back. Oh, shit story.
Bob, you're listening to the program, Bob, instead of your phone.
I give up on Bob. Oh, Jimmy, Jesus.
Jimmy's got some good ones in him today. And then he giggles.
God, farting is wonderful.
God damn it.
I had to throw a pillow away this weekend.
Did you?
Yeah, I woke up in the middle of the night
Dude,
because there was a horrendous smell in my bed.
Oh, no.
And then I realized it was the pillow. Somehow, I guess, I have a lot of pillows in my bed, and I guess I must have been like farting into my pillow or something.
What?
And the smell that came from this pillow woke us both up, by the way.
That is so
You
fucking
woke a 10 up
disgusting.
fart pillow?
How do you get fart pillow? What do you put the pillow between your legs?
Well, I guess.
Do you sleep with a pillow between your legs? Because some people say that's good for your back or some
sometimes.
shit.
Yeah, because I'm dealing with a back issue right now.
And then you just fart into this fucking fluffy little
Dude,
pillow,
it
this
woke us both-
poor pillow.
It woke us both up. We're just both dazed, confused. Like, what the hell is that? And then I smelled the pillow, and the pillow reeked of farts.
Why'd you throw it out instead of just washing it or washing it?
Well, I exaggerate. I just threw the pillowcase away.
Oh,
Jim.
look how close Alaska is to California on that map. It's like right there, and Hawaii's off the coast of Texas.
Well, that's
You
how
always show the map like that.
Queen City yourself.
Geographically challenged.
Oil dips below $100. Nice.
Yeah, but meanwhile, there's still John Q. Public is still paying at the pump.
Yeah, that's right. They got us by the purse strings.
So did Obama win the debate? That's what polls are showing.
Not the poll I read on Drudge, but I'm sure a CNN poll would have him winning.
Fox would have McCain
Fox would have
winning.
McCain winning because
So how do we-
that's their audience. That's who's voting.
Where do we go for fair and balanced news?
Opie and Anthony show.
Well, we try. I guess we're better than most.
No.
But then we have to talk about shit and stuff, so it kind of
Yeah.
confuses everyone. out there.
Yeah, it does.
We probably get really good knowledge out there, but no one wants to take us seriously because we have all this other crap we do.
And then we talk about
We had a really good
shit.
religious discussion today, but now we're tooting
And
talking
shitting.
about shitting our pants to get the ratings up.
That's what the satellite audience looks for.
Who calls themselves fair and balanced?
Fox.
They're not fair and balanced.
No, that's the no spin zone. Is
The beauty is to go from CNN to Fox any given night. It's two drastically different things going on.
yeah, they're covering the same story or
Amazing.
the debate, and it's completely different.
Right.
Electoral votes shift Obama's way as he gains in Florida and some other state.
Look, McCain is really old, and his vice president's a dumb twat. How can anybody want McCain? I mean, I know you like the guy, but I'm saying practically, she could be fucking president.
She is, I think, really bringing down the ticket now.
stinks.
Now, I mean, at first, she boosted it up because it's like, all right, she's kind of a mom thing. The moms are relating to her. And
Yeah, fuck
like I
them
said,
moms.
she gave a pretty good speech when she was first appointed or nominated. And then, holy shit, she's just an ass who knows nothing.
So what does McCain do, Anthony? You're a McCain guy.
She has to.
Is he-
only way
is he
you
in
can
trouble with
replace
this?
her. Yeah, big trouble. This
You really
is big
think?
trouble for McCain.
Wow, this is breaking news from Anthony
Yeah,
Cumia.
I
You didn't
think this is big
last
trouble.
week.
No. Now she's starting with these faux pas.
She's stupid.
She's a dummy. She's what they call a dumb broad.
Yep.
She really isn't. Not that worldly.
They got video of her jogging in a Eagles jersey, looking really hot. What is she in Philly today?
Really?
She doesn't fucking do interviews because she's a fucking dumb cluck.
Yeah. She's stupid.
She'll get killed in a debate.
Well, the debate is what? Thursday?
I can't wait to
Who's
see that.
not watching that?
That'll be one of the highest rated vice presidential debates.
But dude, if Biden can make her look stupid,
It's easy.
yeah.
She could just start crying. Why you be so mean to me? Imagine she just turns complete bitch and just goes crying off.
Yeah, or makes fun of his wife and kids being killed.
Oh,
She comments on that, and he's like, yeah, well, look at you, pumped out. They just get really nasty and
really
personal.
fucking nasty.
Yeah, nice hair plugs,
Yeah,
douchebag.
good.
This might be getting too deep into the subject, but did anyone take a look at the debate Friday?
I didn't.
And how McCain started off?
I thought they were canceling it, to be honest with you.
McCain went for the heartstrings, and he went for an open to get everyone on his side. He goes,
He didn't say reporting for duty.
he goes like this. He goes, it was so calculated. He's like, before I start, I just want to my thoughts and prayers go out to Edward Kennedy and his family. He was rushed to the hospital just a few hours before this debate began, and my thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family. Turns out Kennedy had a minor tremor or something.
Doesn't matter.
And he had to go to the hospital to be checked out.
Jeez.
But
When
McCain
you
was
got
using it.
Fucking eggplant in your head.
But McCain was using this to get everyone like, oh.
Any well wishers you want to say hi? Just follow the trail of pudding to his room.
Oh boy.
Whole fucking country's falling apart financially. Ted's had his day in the sun.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't hate Ted Kennedy, but it's like, you know, come on.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's fucking move on, can we?
Those Kennedys in their brains.
I did not get pink eye from the farting into the pillow.
Brown eye.
It was awful, though. Jason in Texas. Let's do line of the day. Get the hell out of here. Jason.
Hey,
Hey.
how's it going, guys?
Better now, Jace.
Hey.
Oh, sweet, man. It's my birthday
Jason
today.
wasn't a very good swimmer. Go ahead.
Y'all are the only reason why I have XM radio.
Kill that mummy. Kill that mummy. Terrible overacting that was.
She was horrid.
Yeah.
Old broad.
Jason,
Stupid sweater.
Mrs. Vorklit.
Jason, what do you got?
I'm shocked. I can't believe I actually made it on the show.
Yeah, you did. Go ahead.
It was awesome. Hey, what about anything in the prize chest for a faithful O&A listener?
Yeah, I got something for you.
Exactly.
There it is.
Dial tone.
Let's say hi to
Old
John
dial
in
tone.
Washington.
Take it with you.
John.
Yeah.
Hey there, Jen.
Hey.
That other asshole you were just talking to, what a moron. Hey, I got a shit story for you. I've been holding out for.
Nice.
Used to have to take care of this retarded kid a couple hours a day at school, right?
Mm-hmm.
The kid used to have a big thing about the bathroom, so he says, I gotta go. So okay, let's go to the bathroom. Well, he'd already shit himself. It's running down his leg. I got to clean the kid up a little bit, right? So we get in there. I'm kind of trying to wipe his ass off, clean the shit off his leg. And I bend the kid over to wipe his backside, and he's got a frickin' looks like a little mini alien brain sticking out of his ass. It was his sphincter muscle that popped out.
Gotta put it back.
Uncle Paul.
I called this
Grips your
freaking
cock.
idiot that's in charge of him all day, and I said, what the hell is this? And she barks at me, well, he knows how to take care of it. And I said, what? I said, Seth, she says, you know how to take care of it. I do. I'm sorry. Crosses his legs, pinches his ass together, squeezes his little cheeks together, and pop, it's gone.
Yep. Holy shit.
Unbelievable. He was supposed to have gotten surgery to correct this little malady, but that might be one for that sick doctor you get on there.
He's like one of those kids who can turn his eyelids inside out. One of those kids who can do that?
Yeah, walk around
But it was
with
the
meatball eyes.
They call it
Whatever, you talk.
most hideous thing in the world, honest to God.
Thank you, John. Let's go to Dave in Mississippi. He was at the debate on Friday.
No, he wasn't.
Dave, were
He's
you at
lying.
the debate or are you lying?
Cluck.
Yeah, I went to check it out down in Oxford last Friday night, and I don't know, I haven't really noticed it before, but every time McCain talks, he has that speech impediment with the S words. It's like he whistles every
Yeah, he does
time.
whistle. He's got this whistling.
It's that whistling thing, and he also resembles that cartoon, King of the Hill, Hank Hill's dad, that fucking Vietnam amputee.
Okay. My girl picked up on the fact that McCain's upper lip doesn't move. Anyone else notice that one yet?
Neither do his shoulders.
Yeah.
But his lip doesn't move at all, the upper lip. It's kind of, it's a bit strange to look at.
You know, when an NVA boot is
I understand
smashed
why.
into it, I guess all the nerves are kind of...
Let's go to Todd in West Virginia. Todd.
Yeah, when McCain was talking about Kennedy being in the hospital, he had already been home for an hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He was talking about John F. Kennedy. He just seems so out of it. Yes. Was shot, I think,
He's
45 years ago in Dallas.
I think McCain goes out of his way to show everyone that he's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
I think we all know he's a good guy, but he seems to be trying to push that forward a little too much when he talks publicly.
Ted Kennedy was rushed to the hospital with a brain aneurysm. Our hats and prayers are with the Kennedys.
Oh, Uncle Paul.
Yeah, no, sometimes it pops out. It just grips the head so nice.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Something's happening.
Uh-oh.
What happened? Oh, man.
There's a little more to that than met the nose. Oh, is it really stinking now?
You bet it is. Comes right off the microphone and bites me like a crab claw. It's like I'm trying to smell something in a crab cage and it's going the old schnozola. It's not a funny image. A crab just pinching someone's nose.
That is comedy gold.
Oh, look. Yes, especially if they're fucking laid up, like paralyzed below the neck, and someone just puts a crab on their chest. And they rub like whatever's in a crab vagina on your nose, so the male crab will grab it and try to fuck your face.
It's silly time on the Opie and Anthony Show.
It's ridiculous.
Fucking awful.
Here to help us introduce silly time is the silliest goose we know, Mr. R. Bud Dwyer.
Settle down. Don't panic.
The nose. Crab just clips his nose. Found a friend, Harry. Love that scene. Creep show, yes. Buried up to his neck. Leslie Nielsen buried Ted Danson up to his neck.
Do a line. I'll tell you what it's from.
Oh, geez. Now I'm stuck.
You can act like a man. How about we do this?
Shut your ass.
We may decide to do something that is different from Barack Obama, but we should decide that based on our self-interest and what we think is best. And the only way that will happen is that if people are paying attention and neighbors are talking to neighbors and family members are talking to family members, people shouldn't make a decision this time based on, I like that guy. Or, you know, she's cute. You know, this isn't...
Who's that? Was that Michelle?
Michelle Obama.
Good. I like her.
I don't.
Really?
At all.
You like Michelle Obama?
Why not?
Notice that...
I'm with Anthony on that one. She scares me.
Notice her absence from his campaigning of late.
They buried her, man.
She was with him every fucking where he went at the beginning of this shindig. The second he actually clinched the nomination, bye-bye. Don't need her fucking input, because she's a troublemaker for him.
I make believe she doesn't exist.
Well,
seriously, I do.
He gets elected, she's going to have a lot of say. Believe me, she's one of those sisters that looks like she don't take no shit.
No
Guaranteed.
shit.
Guaranteed. Yeah, Heather Locklear was arrested for driving erratically. They're not calling it a DWI yet. They say it might be drug-oriented.
Yep.
Maybe even prescription.
Yep.
But her mugshot looked pretty good. She was all watery, cryy eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she had big doe eyes, all full of water.
She looked pretty hot.
Just wanted to, you wanted to comfort her.
Yeah.
She still looks good. She's definitely no kid.
Comfort her with
How
a
old
good
is that?
fisting.
Anthony, you actually said that a 47-year-old woman looks good.
Well, she looks good. I didn't say I'm fucking her.
Yeah, he wants to treat her mouth like a pocket pussy and then stab her.
Yeah. I am a little pissed about the pocket pussy.
About what?
I am a little pissed that. Well, who got married?
Scarlett Johansson.
Yes, Scarlett
It's fucking
Johansson married that
heartbreaking.
fucking guy there.
Ryan Canuck.
What's his name?
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan
She is
Reynolds.
fucking beautiful.
So now she's off the market.
Yeah, you had a shot, though.
Hey, I might have.
He
You never
probably
know.
did.
Never know in this fucking stupid business.
Yeah, that
You never
fucking
know.
fat cock swings the right way.
Never fucking know.
Never know.
I want to have her in my closet. Scarlett
She was
Johansson.
beautiful. She's fucking hot, man.
She's got nice boobies.
Dude, she has nice, some fucking fat motherfucking tits and that beautiful face, that juicy rump.
She's got really nice boobies.
But she's got a fat pussy, Jim.
She
Puts
probably,
it over the top, right?
shaves it. She probably didn't shave it because it was too meaty. She's like, I can't. It looks like a boxer's fist. And someone said, trust me, that's good. And she's like, I can't. She has to wear fucking old school bathing suits, like male bathing suits, because she probably said once, my cunt bulge is obscene. And then she went, and then she's like, I can't even give head because I slobber so much.
Oh,
I look
God.
like a Komodo dragon.
Oh.
Dude, God, I'd love to eat her
that's
ass.
terrible.
For a fucking 4-foot shit.
Would you?
Let's play what drugs is Heather Locklear.
Yeah, that's her mugshot. We're looking at a mugshot, and
the
holy
color picture
mother...
looks way better than the one we see
Yeah.
in the paper.
What does she
today.
moisturize her hair with? Sand? Fucking stringy haired bitch.
Yeah, see,
Look
she
at those eyes.
her eyes are so huge. She looks like one of those paintings with the sad little faces.
Oh, the big eye.
Yeah, the big eye
The big
paintings
eye
with the
people?
sad little faces.
Mhm.
But she's definitely had lip work done. You could see like she's got collagen lip thing going on.
Hopefully by Sean Connery.
Yeah, hair's a little a mess, isn't it? But her eyes are pretty sparkly.
Oh my God, the Dow.
Fresh tears.
We didn't even acknowledge that the Dow is down 262 more points today.
Yeah, it went up 200 and something points on fucking Friday. It's a roller coaster ride. You can make a lot of money on if you play it right.
I still got to get my money out of WAMU. Fuck.
You have money in WAMU.
Oh boy, do I.
Ah, Jesus.
Oh boy, do I.
You better not really.
I do. What happens?
Do you?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. They're going to just fucking freeze your assets.
No.
So they can pay their bills with it, and then you get nothing. Your FDIC insured up to like 200,000. After that, it's all theirs.
So what do I do if my bank collapses? I lose all my money?
If you have more than 200,000 in there, you'll just get 200,000.
No.
That's it.
Then why would you ever keep more than that
You're not
in a bank
supposed.
account?
You're not supposed to. You're supposed to have it kind of broken up, or
Well, that's the only way to make real interest.
well, you could put it in different accounts.
No, but you don't get the same interest.
Each account is.
It's all based on the lump sum. Or is it?
Yeah, but if you're talking about a like money market account,
Yeah.
things like that, some of those things are not FDIC insured. Yeah.
So what do I do?
Along with like mutual funds and bonds, those aren't insured. Those are you lose them. You lose them.
I'm taking all my money out of the bank
Consider
today.
it like Citadel stock.
I'm
Just
taking-
a piece of shit.
I'm taking it all out today.
Put in the bank of mattress.
The bank
right?
mattress.
Bank of mattress. Secure bank.
This is professional broadcasting. Fucking.
I gotta go make a tinkle and then I gotta go. 'Cause I'm gonna be somewhere.
Oh,
Jimmy, where you
Jimmy.
going?
I got that lunch at 12:30 for Bill Maher's thing.
Oh, look who's invited.
Am I invited? Is
no.
Bill Maher going to be there?
Why did you get
Yes,
invited?
speaking.
Why the fuck? Tell him to get on our fucking show. Tell him we're pushing his movie night.
Yeah, I didn't get invited through them. I got invited through
I
the
kinda
people
like Bill
throwing
Maher
the
these
party.
days.
I've always liked Bill Maher. He's a fucking very good comic.
Yeah, we just
We got off on the wrong
Years
foot
ago, though,
fucking
but
13 years ago.
He comes off like that. He's not. I mean, I don't know him well. I've hung with him one time. I don't
he
know
knew
him.
Ant and I were green at the time, and he like pointed out and made us feel like douches. And I think that's the reason why we make everyone look like a dick now.
Yeah, it's Bill Maher's fault.
Yep.
Fucker.
All right, why don't we do line of the day? And get out
Line
of
of the day. Let's do that then.
Line
Let's
of the
go.
day is brought to you by WebEx. Really? Wow, new advertiser. Nice.
WebEx.
WebEx.com. Hold
Yeah.
meetings, make presentations.
WebEx.
And do it
So
from
that's-
the comfort of your own home or office.
Oh, I thought it was like X-rated.
Do you listen to Fine Tuning?
Fine tuning, never.
Anyone?
Why'd I listen to that?
I like the Fine Tuning on a Saturday or Sunday morning.
What is it?
Music from around the world, but they go deep with the rock and roll too. Like they'll play some obscure Van Morrison song,
I need hits.
and then some weird like African chant thing, and then they'll go old school with some kind of like kind of loungy fucking female singer thing.
Fucking weird. Why would you?
Early morning, and then they did like Walking on the Moon by the Police, all mixed mumbo jumbo stuff. And then I think I heard Robert Plant doing like a Hendrix song.
Ugh. Yeah, I'm all about fucking either lithium.
You're all about
or
the hits.
Lithium or that's all I put on. Lithium.
Well, my
I
favorite.
get the same 10 songs over and over again.
My favorite station is either Ethel or Squiz, but the problem is, yeah, you got to like rest those channels and let them get some new shit on there, and then you go back to it.
What decades? Sometimes I like throwing on 80s. Laugh along with some of the 80s hits, guilty pleasures.
80s?
Yeah. What?
Well, when you
Guilty pleasures?
No, when you get past the hair bands and like some of the new wave.
Yeah.
There was a lot of shit that was shoved down our throats in the 80s.
Yeah, but I'll listen to
How about Big Band? What is the Big Band channel?
Big Band.
Not Big Band.
You mean like Benny Goodman?
No. The fucking
Stupid instrument he had. Play it through your ass, then I'll be impressed.
it's like the what is the channel?
Top tracks?
It's
Big tracks?
Big Tracks.
Yeah.
Big Tracks is kind of cool.
Yeah, I listen to that.
All right.
There's our advertisement for satellite radio for other
Satellite.
channels. We'd appreciate a little, reciprocation on those channels to mention how our show is great.
Well,
Thank you.
Hoping for the best. Hoping for the best.
You got to hope for the best. Expect the worst. Hope for the best.
XM hit us. We're hoping this new company doesn't hide us.
Oh, I thought you meant hit us.
Well, they did hit us. You know how bad they wanted to hit us down there in Washington?
Wanted to hide us or hit us?
Both.
Okay. What?
How did we skate and everyone else gets fired? You see the list of people that are getting fired?
Are they on air people getting fired?
All those guys of power are gone.
Yeah, but
Hugh, Nate. Remember we sat with Nate? He's long gone now.
No, I don't remember because he didn't want to meet with me. Fucking beat it.
Yeah. I'm so glad he's gone.
I'm so fucking happy both of them are gone.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Nate. Who's left down there?
Way to take the reins and drive it right to the ground.
Yeah.
Were they fucking Air Egypt pilots?
Big tracks, thank you.
Yes.
People aren't happy with the AC/DC channel because it took what station?
I don't know.
One I didn't listen to.
Broadway. The Punk channel.
I know. What was it
Fungus,
called?
they took it off.
I gotta go, guys.
All right, Jimmy.
I'll see you tomorrow morning.
All right, James.
I gotta go home and take a nice shit.
Jimmy, did you get to see Religulous today, or you just...
No, that was why I fucked up yesterday and didn't go to the screening, because I, for some reason, was thinking that it was today with the lunch. I just misunderstood.
That sucks.
I'll go see it this week.
Because that movie's going to be a biggie.
Yeah, I'll see it. I mean, I'll listen to them talking.
We got to get Mr. Donahue on tomorrow to talk about Religulous.
I would love to.
All right, line of the day. We're just babbling.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
WebEx, yes. Hold meetings, make presentations. Who are they kidding?
Wow, for the comfort of your home or office?
But that's how they're selling it. No one buys this stuff for...
Yes, it's for meetings. Yes, for conferences and meetings.
Why don't they tell the folks what they could really do with this WebEx if they want to sell some...
You know something?
Some cameras.
If anyone wants to use their very good software for other things besides just meetings, it says hold meetings, make presentations. You can do other things,
Sure.
but I think WebEx wants you to know that that is the option that is open to you. Ixnay.
I love the guy. Well, we got a webcam, so you kids could talk to Grandma in Florida.
The second you hear webcam, it's all over.
Right.
The second the word webcam comes into a conversation.
Webcam. Well, so little Johnny and Susie could talk to
honey,
Grandma in Florida.
They missed their grandma something terrible. That's why I got this webcam. I'm going to be working a little late on Quicken tonight, honey. You go to bed. I got to balance our checking account. Right. That's when the webcam fires up. Just spanking.
Well, they don't say what kind of presentations you can make, so that's entirely up to you.
Right.
Good point.
Look, God bless this WebEx, and I know it's there's some fine advertising they're doing, but I just laugh when they sell webcams to keep in contact with relatives.
Hold meetings.
America.
Hi, boss. McFry. No.
Rumor has it, thanks to Bill K from Philly, fuck the Phillies, although I am rooting for them to go all the way because it is my second home.
Oh, sorry about that, Philly.
Donahue won't even watch the fucking movie, that blank bag.
Oh, there you go.
That jizz bag.
Why
are
don't
we
you watch
censoring
it?
Ourselves? They should at least watch it, right? Lithium isn't that good of a channel, by the way.
I like Lithium. Fucking Alice in Chains, Nirvana, Soundgarden, Nirvana, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, Nirvana. Jesus Christ.
It's like Lucy. Lucy is like everything we played at AF, which is pretty cool. Where were we with the WebEx plug? Do it from the comfort of your home.
I think we were there.
Office. Check it out at webex.com. So you can do meetings.
Meetings.
My cock meets your pussy. Here's a runner-up line of the day.
Remember Chaka? He was the cutest thing.
Was he?
Yeah. How great would it be if a Bic lighter and Chaka? Just to see him running around like a monk.
Yeah, they were all
protester.
It was so nice to him, and he was supposed to be all cutesy. But you know what? All that fur, and he didn't have toilet paper. It's just a mess back there, like a bear.
Looked like he was lugging around a bunch of coconuts. Why does Chaka always have a coconut seat with him?
Jesus. Very nice.
Jimmy sure can paint a picture, can he?
Me.
Toodly-doo tomorrow?
Well, if I feel like a toodly-doodly-doo. If there's a good toodly-doo song.
Or maybe a toodly-doo song that has something to do with what's going on tomorrow.
That's always good. Tie it into a current event.
Toodly-doo.
Yeah.
Another runner-up line of the day. And then I couldn't find Slapshot anywhere. I thought I had a copy.
Well, you got to pick up the Paul Newman box set.
They have all those?
Well, it's at the Hollywood Funeral Home.
Jesus.
Whoa!
Whoa!
His pine box set.
Comes with a little satin pillow in it. all the movies are resting gently on it.
That was in bad taste, wasn't it? Too soon? Just a bit.
Iraq, they're requesting Bob Marley's Crappin' instead of Jammin'. Justin Metz from Hoboken, in honor of the shit stories we did today. Meetings. Ron R. writes, meetings, M-E-A-T-I-N-G-S. Line of the daytime. Thank you, WebEx.com. Here comes line of the day. Line of the day.
Well, I think why everyone's calling is Howard Johnson's the hitting coach, so that's why he's wearing.
Jesus Christ! Travis goes, okay. Travis goes. That's why they're all calling, and here I am going, cuckoo, cuckoo.
I shit my pants last night.
The tag is good, but I think they got to keep the farted in there as well.
Yeah,
farted.
Shit my pants last night. I kind of missed the rolling. Gotta replay that too. All right, I guess we're done.
Yep. Let's mosey, as they say. Mosey.
Another one in the books.
Good. That Monday's done with.
Tomorrow's our last day. We have some special plan. We'll see you tomorrow.